become a member of Groove today. We'll groove all the way, automate your marketing with the power of Groove.ai. Discover the secrets today. Groove.ai is starting now. Now get ready for the power of Groove.ai. Become a member of Groove today. We'll groove all the way, automate your marketing with the power of Groove.ai. Discover the secrets today. Groove.ai is starting now.
All right, Groove.ai is starting now, another month in, some more updates, and especially for Groove.ai. So a little bit of sad news in the way that we do StreamYard. It may affect the way that we do things in the future. We may be moving to Zoom, and I'm making that up literally as we're talking. But as I'm in the lobby for the last 5 minutes with Donna, I'm noticing that the room is a little light. And she said, yeah, that's unfortunately Facebook's update. They no longer allow you to stream to a Facebook group. So you could stream to a Facebook page, but I mean, who the heck even attends a Facebook page or even knows where that is? You're all active in the Groove.ai Facebook group, the Groove.cm Facebook group. And when we go live, it used to just pop up there for you, but it doesn't. So all we can do at this point is stream to our YouTube channel and then post the replay for you in the Facebook group. So unfortunately, many of you are watching this on the replay. So we will discuss if we'll be moving from StreamYard to Zoom, and then posting a link that you could register to. So that's something that we're going to be looking into. But yeah, what a sad little thing. Well, let me get a little groove light on. Can't not have the G there. All right, everybody. So welcome. I think it's been, 6 weeks since we spoke. I really wanted to have a good update on Groove.ai to share with you. So we're going to jump right into that. I just want to show you just a couple of things on our end. Let me just hit present. I'm going to share my entire screen for right now. And let me just give a fair warning to everyone that that is a techie like me. When it comes to doing beta on your iPhone, because you heard that there's new, Apple intelligence on your phone, and whether they delay it or not, you want to be the first person to know. So you not only have your phone updated every time there's an update, and you not only do the beta updates. If you're foolish enough like me, you do the developer beta updates. Fine, that might break some things on your phone, but you get a lot of cool features. But I was foolish enough to do the update to the Chrome operating system for the latest Mac OS. I think it's called Sonoma. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, I not only did the beta, I did the developer beta. And once you install it, you can't go back. Like when I realized it broke a lot of things on my computer, you can't go back to the previous operating system. And I used this really cool tool from, excuse me. Let me get my water. I use this really cool tool from Elgato called Wavelink, and it allows me to pull in sources from all over my computer to share the audio. And so the only way that can be done with StreamYard, a lot easier on Zoom, by the way, the only way it can be done on StreamYard is I have to share a tab not my entire desktop. So so that when I'm moving back and forth, if I have anything like on YouTube that I need to show you, I might have to stop sharing my screen and restart. So you'll see that. So let's just jump in. Just some little bit of information here. This I really wanted to be live last Friday, but as you can see here, we have a ton of pages that we are working on, right? We have to create a page for every single app, and I got to write the copy for all that. And we just haven't had a chance to make it publicly available. But as you know, we worked very, very hard on our Groove.cm website here. And we wanted to have a beautiful new website for Groove.ai. When we're done completing this, we might even turn this over into a generic one, maybe change the colors from purple and publish it for you white label owners. But as you can see, there's going to be navigation for every assistant that we add. And it's just a more modern page. We're still working on it. We've got to get some user interface screenshots in there and stuff like that. But just wanted to update you on that. All right, so now let's get on to the big updates with Groove.ai and Groove.ai white label. So let me just hide this little screen sharing thing. So the first thing that we want to let you know is I left these in here just for the next couple of days, just so that you can I can let you know that it's going to be coming out. We're going to be getting rid of this set up your open AI API billing, and we're going to be getting rid of this integrate OpenAI with your account. So we are pleased to formally announce that, like most platforms, Groove.ai will just work out of the box. When you come in, it'll just work automatically out of the box. And you no longer have to go to OpenAI, pay OpenAI, or put a credit card on file with OpenAI. It'll just work out of the box. Now, I'm going to first discuss how it works for members that are buying it with a recurring plan, and for members that will buy it with a recurring plan, and for white label owners that sell it with a recurring plan. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be offering 1 million words for free every single month. Now, I don't want to get into the way that tokens work, because it's not just output, it's also input, but it's also when you have a long thread that goes back and forth, and now they're introducing caching. But you just have to understand that the longer the thread gets, if it puts out 50 words, it may charge you for 200 words because it has to include the previous parts of the conversation to retextualize it. But the bottom line is that's how everybody advertises it. We didn't want to use the word tokens. We wanted to use the words, and I think that everybody can understand the way that works. So you're getting 1 million words per month automatically renewed to your account. If you're a customer with a subscription plan, or if you're paying somebody under the white label. So the next thing that I want to let you know is that pricing is getting super cheap. It may get to the point they dropped it by a factor of 10 6 months ago, and then by another factor of 10 today. In fact, ChatGPT-4 Omni is cheaper than what ChatGPT 3.5 used to be. And ChatGPT-4 Omni Mini is like so ridiculous. Now, when you look at direct response, we highly recommend using the ChatGPT-4 Omni Mini model. It's about 8 times cheaper than the ChatGPT-4 O model. And if you're looking at a score like on the leaderboards, it gets like a 91, and the Omni gets like a 93, and the Mini gets like a 91. For direct response marketing, you are going to get no difference. In fact, if language models keep improving, we would never really have to update for the stuff that we're doing. When language models improving is basically for complex reasoning and being able to solve the Olympic math competition things. That's where it's going. It's already reached its peak in terms of content. Most of the content can be done by adjusting the settings and creativity, like the temperature and stuff like that. So we're giving you 1 million words per month free automatically with the ChatGPT-4 Omni Mini model. Now, keep in mind, if you which is better than the previous promised ChatGPT-4 Turbo. This model performs even better. So you're getting faster performance and better than even the turbo. Now, as models continue to improve, you'll always have the option to use them. For instance, if you want to use ChatGPT for Omni and not the mini model, it's 8 times more. So you're going to go through, you'll basically just take 1 million. That's 100,000. 1 million divided by 8, and you'll get 125,000 words, which for even probably in my company, that would last us a full month. Because remember, we recap you back to 1 million words, or 125,000 if you want to use the super models at the end of the month. So let's also talk about one thing for the white label, and then we're going to talk about the lifetime owners, and you guys are going to be real happy. All right. So for the Donna, I don't even think that you know this. Part of it is simplicity in the programming right now, and the fact that it's gotten so cheap, and the fact that, you know, you white label owners currently don't have, you know, 3,000 customers. Many of you have, you know, 3, 6, 8 members, or whatever the case is. So what we are going to do, here's the official announcement from Groove. Get ready to put a big, you know, woohoo in the replay of the chat, right? But we do have 50 of you in here as opposed to the 400 we normally do. We are going to, if you have a white label, what we previously told you that you had to do is you had to input your own OpenAI API, and you had to provide the first $5 worth of tokens to your customers every month. And then after that, they would have to buy rollover packs, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. That first part is done. Groove is now you can use the white label currently. If you start getting over 300, 400, 500 members, we may institute a change to this, but you know that could be years down the road, so we're not really too concerned about that. So to make it very, very clear, Groove.ai white label owners not only get to keep 100% of the profits, but you will incur no cost for any use at all for any tokens of any member in your platform. So not only do you get to keep all the profits for your $2.99 a month, you have zero cost anymore for tokens. Groove is absorbing the 1 million words per month for all of your members as well in your white label. So your members, if you have a Groove white label, and you could learn more about that at groovewhitelabel.com, I believe, groovewhitelabel.com, if you wanted to get your white label of the AI platform. Well, if we will cover the cost for you. So you can charge people, you keep all the money, they get to use it, they get 1 million words per month at the GPT-4 Omni Mini. Thank you, OpenAI, for making the most ridiculous OpenAI, ChatGPT 4 Omni Mini. They get 1 million words of that, and Groove is going to absorb those costs for you. Why? As I said, the cost is getting so affordable that we're just going to bake it into your $2.99 a month payment. So no more complicated nickeling, diming. You sign up here, you pay the first half, then after that, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, now for what happens to a customer, and remember, we're going to get to lifetime after I explain all of this. What happens to a customer that that uses their 1 million credits? Well, no problem. Now you're going to see here, I already used a penny. I told the team to go into my account and put $1,000 credit in there because this is our main account. I'm going to be doing demos, and we already pay OpenAI, so there's no reason for me to pay myself to buy the credits. So we have 1,000 credits. What you will do is you want to go in and add this to your balance right here. And we sell these rollover packs for $25. And we are currently selling them at wholesale markup rates. Now, lifetime owners, we promise you will always buy them at wholesale. So you'll never pay a markup. We will likely mark it up to recurring members. It'll be a slight markup over OpenAI. But currently, right now, it's at wholesale. So what I recommend everybody does, unless you're lifetime, because you'll see in a minute, you don't necessarily need to do this right away, is if you have recurring, and for those of you like Kevin Stride or anybody that has a white label, you want to let your members know that they will get 1 million words per month of the ChatGPT 4 Omni Mini, and about whatever that number was, 125,000 words a month if they're using the premium model. And then once that's up, the system will tell them that they are done for the month. They have to wait until the first of the month, or they could buy rollover credits. And the reason why we use the word rollover, okay, is they don't expire after a month. So if somebody buys rollover credits, they have $25 worth of tokens. And just so you know, that's going to give them about, if a one-time purchase will give them 25 million words. That's how cheap it's getting. So anybody that buys a $25 pack will get 25 million words, or 1.25 million premium words with ChatGPT-4 Omni. It's, like I said, they just keep lowering the price, and they're going to lower it again and lower it again and lower it again. So we're getting to the point, who knows, in 3 years, we may not even have to do rollover packs. We may just tell people they get 10 million words a month before they even have to buy a rollover pack. But right now, everything is good news, good news, good news, good news. All right. So I will release a document for you and post it in the Facebook group for official, pricing and all this stuff and rollover and all what this stuff means. And then finally, I want to talk to you about lifetime owners. Donna, I'm just going to make a slight little comment right now, just so you know. We also have internally what we call a comp account, right? Like we might have a new team member that needs Groove.ai and we give them an account. Or let's say, I comp account to, a friend in Flight Club or something like that. When I give a comp account, those people have no credits. That's the way Artie programmed it. So even our team can't use it. I told Artie to give our team members $100 worth of credits, I think, which will last like until they come back to us. And all comp accounts, we're just going to give $5 just so that they can get in there and play. All right. So now, lifetime members. We told you originally, if you bought the lifetime deal at the pay in full price of $897, that we would give you $100 worth of credits. And then on one call, I decided to go rogue and I said, screw it. Doesn't matter. Anybody that buys, even at the plan of 4 payments of $250, whatever it was, we're going to give $100 worth of credits. And that's a lot of money that was pointed out to me. We had 3,300 of you that purchased. So that's $330,000 worth of open AI credits. But yeah, look, we brought in almost $3 million with that, but nearly 10% we're giving back to you in credits. So if you have a lifetime account, you will go in to your billing and you will see credits remaining $100 or $99 or $97, depending if you've been using it. But we gave you those 100 credits. So what that means is you are no longer using your OpenAI credits, and you can no longer use your OpenAI. Now, I do apologize if some of you, funded your OpenAI account for $5 or $10. You still have that money, and you could use it for other types of integrations that use OpenAI. But the good news is, you now have those 100 credits. Now, what does $100 give you? Well, that is going to give you 100 million words. 100 million words. Now, these credits do expire. And if you want to use the ChatGPT-4 Omni, that will give you 12.5 million words. Now, those credits expire in 1 year. So make sure that you're active, you use them. And that, now I'm going to scroll here. I don't see any questions to that. Again, we're moving up. We got 63 of you in here now. Stango, hello, Mike. It's always something with our computers, isn't it? Dang it. Yeah, that was from my previous thing. Yeah, when you're a techie and you like to tinkle, you break things, and then, it's terrible. Anyway, yeah, so yesterday, just a side note, like something happened with an update to Chrome, and it's giving you now a warning that all of your Chrome extensions may not work in the future, whatever that meant. And I had to go. Did that happen to you, Donna, too?
One of the ones that doesn't work is disable Chrome extensions. So I had to manually enable all my Chrome extensions again because it happened to be off at the time that it stopped working. So
yeah, mine happened right before I got on with Bob and Pamela yesterday, and I couldn't get my passwords to work for like 3 minutes. I was literally like, okay, So how do I get a password? Like, you know,
I hate how we rely on these things so much too.
Yeah. So Donna, any questions from you as an advocate for the members, maybe?
So this is the first that I have heard that we are not making them pay for those $5 in credits for their users every month. So my response to that was right here. That is incredibly generous of us. I was not aware. So that's exciting. I'm glad to hear that. And clearly it's just part of our profit margin. All of our white label customers are paying us, and you know, nothing would please me more than to have to go to someone and say, you have 500 customers, it's time to pay us a little money. So
yeah, and especially for the white label owners, all the complexity that they gotta put, it just works for them as well.
I like things that are frictionless, and it takes away a lot of the friction of being a white label owner. So it was a smart move. Wish I thought of it.
Marion, this question right here has nothing to do with us. It has to do with OpenAI. Credits with OpenAI expire in 1 year. That's just OpenAI's policy. All right, so next question that I wanted to talk about was somebody mentioned right here, the Chrome extension. Man, is this a perfect opportunity for me to just BS you guys and say, oh, well, the Chrome extension stopped working because of the new Chrome update? No, that would be awfully convenient. No, it's just a silly little thing that's going to take us about 60 days to get reapproved. We were cleaning house, and we tasked somebody to go in and get rid of email addresses that weren't being used. And there was one called developer@groove.ai. And somebody went in and asked in a Facebook group, is anybody using this? Nobody, not a Facebook group, or Skype group. Nobody responded. And they thought the only ones that were needed was Mike at Groove.ai and Artie.groove.ai. And they deleted that. And when Google couldn't reach us, I mean, Google Chrome couldn't reach us, you have to have an active email address. And they not only suspended the account, they deleted the account. The account is just completely dead. So all of the tech is still there. We have to reapply for a developer, submit it. It takes a couple of weeks for them to approve us. So the Groove.ai Chrome extension is currently not working, but we have some big plans to turn that Groove.ai extension, because it was originally designed before we had Groove.ai. So we want to redo it to look more like the projects and have it float around and integrate it deeply with Groove.cm. So we're going to be doing all of that. Let's see here. Let's see. Will the lifetime members then also have 1 million words per month as a limit from 1 year from now? No, you won't. From there, what you will have to do, because you're not paying us a recurring income, and that's why we can pay that in perpetuity. What we promised you last time is that you can buy your credits from OpenAI from us at wholesale. So what you will do when your credits expire in a year from now, you'll go here, click add to balance. You'll pay $25 to us at the same price you would pay OpenAI, and you will get 25 million credits. All right. All right. So I think that's it. All right. So that's it on the updates in terms of the billing. Now, let's talk about the next big update. And so folks, just to let you know, it's not like the code had to be refactored, but in terms of adding features to the project that we want to get back to, all of this stuff on my Groove.ai Trello board, and let's just open that so you see, that's kind of installed for the last 4 months. All of this stuff we're going to be getting back to. It's literally going into production in about 2 weeks. We're just adding a few things after this went live. I had a call with Artie the other day, and I said, hey, I just want to, make these things a little bit more clear. But we had to institute this billing, and we had to do it for the white label. We also had to develop the white label. We had to do the credit system, and we also had to develop an algorithm that turns tokens into dollars. Believe it or not, that doesn't calculate on OpenAI. And every model, whether it's images, vision, depending on the model you use, has a different way to calculate. If we continue to add new models in the future, such as Claude or different image models like Flux that just came out, we had to create an engine that can translate credits in real time, because we're now doing a credit system. In the past, we could just bypass that. We asked you to put in your own API key, and all of that stuff was just taken care of automatically. And that's not the case anymore. So we had to build that engine. And if you remember, the thing here with these apps, all of these apps, which I first created as GPTs, could no longer work with your credits. This had to call on this. When we go to platform.openai, it's silent because I'm signing in case you're not looking at your screen. And if we go to the playground, they change this interface every day. And you look at the assistants, these assistants that are here are all the ones that are inside of Groove.ai. The only thing is these assistants need to pull this assistant ID, right? And so this assistant ID is linked to our account. So the only way in the past we said we weren't going to do this is we were going to have to teach you all how to build this privately and then connect it. And that would have been just a nightmare. We didn't want to become this build your own with your own API type of thing. So what we did is we had to factor it in where we pay for the credits. And that's why we decided to go away from the you use your own API key and we'll just do it. And so you got your 100 credits. You get 1 million credits per month if you're a paying member, and then rollover credits you pay $25 for, and you get, like I said, they're getting so cheap it doesn't matter. All right, so let me tell you one new thing that's going to be coming as well very, very soon. I had somebody ask me about this, and I was like, does it really matter that much to you? And they're like, yeah, no, if you could really do that, that would be great. By the way, it also broke my Snagit, my favorite screenshot tool here. So we're going to be lucky if that works. It actually did. All right, so let me just go here. We're going to be adding, and Donna, you're not aware of this either. So we're going to be adding a little thing right here. Where's my little text one? Text. We're going to put 3 dots here like this. That will open up a menu for you. And when that menu opens, it's going to say, you're going to have an option. I think the only person I told about this the other day was Kevin Strite, because we were talking. And I'll just make a little text here. We'll make this small. It'll say open in Chat GPT, because some of you had gotten used to using it over in Chat GPT, and we had a couple of people ask us if there was any way that we could, actually not a couple of people, it was just one person that said, hey, Mike, it would be cool if you put a little drop down right here that allows that if we can use it in Groove, just like this, but you can also bring it over to Chat GPT. So that is going to be coming in our next update. So now you can not only use these apps that you see here in Groove.ai, you'll also be able to, for any reason, for whatever reason you might want to, I'm not sure, but if you just want to pull it over to ChatGPT for a particular workflow that you have over there, you'll be able to do that. All right. So let's see. Is the 99, let's just see, I'll read these questions here. Is the 99, 199, 299 a month charge to AI clients still current, or has that changed as well? I'm not sure if you're talking about the white label or not, but we've changed our pricing, as you can see, over at Groove.ai. And again, I showed you we have a new website, but this is the old website for right now. I'm going to show you, or the live website. Our pricing for Groove.ai is now $497 a year and $99 a month. Okay, so I recommend that you move to a unit price like we did, and just offer one price of $497 a year and $99 per month. By the way, I have a big, exciting announcement coming soon. So we have a real big announcement coming soon for you. Okay, so stay tuned. It's about some new applications we're adding to Groove.ai that you're going to like. All right, so let's go back to here, and let's take a look at how these work. So again, I'm not going to spend too much time here. You should be very familiar with these. These were originally GPTs in ChatGPT, At one point, they looked like this in your sidebar, and still will if you want to import them over to ChatGPT. Donna, do you think that was a nice feature to allow people to use it in ChatGPT if they want, and not look at us like
I think
binary?
so.
Like,
Save their credits. There are millions of credits anyway. Makes them extend a little further. So yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, if you're a ChatGPT member, you don't even have to be a plus. You can move that over and use it there with them. So this is the way this works. Let's pull up killer email copy in ChatGPT that I have here. All right. So this is just, the fact that they give you like 5 at a time, and you have to just keep clicking more. All right. So here's killer email copy. Now you're going to take a look. It says make this email 10 times better. Let's slide this over so I can go back and forth. All right. So you make this email 10 times better. So you got your preset. And so I'm just going to click here like this. And we'll do the same thing here. All right. So process, it says short, please paste or upload your text. And it says absolutely, please paste your email or upload. All right. So I'm going to off screen. I'm going to open up a Gmail tab, and then I'll drag that over. And let's just bring this over right here, right now. And this is an email from Rich Sheffrin. And so here's his email. Let's also add a subject line. All right. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to paste it in ChatGPT. We've seen how that works, and we're going to do that right here as well. All right. So here we are in ChatGPT, and killer email copy is a critiquing framework, and now it's revising it. This is beautiful output. I absolutely love this. All right. And then it's now if we look at killer email copy here in ChatGPT, in this one, it didn't even do the critique. It didn't even do the critique. It just rewrote the email. All right. So a couple of things I want to let you know about the applications and some things that are not yet over in the projects that we're going to be adding, and some things that are in the projects that are not here. So what you have here, you're going to notice you now have the ability to upload a resource document, a knowledge-based document in line, right? So if you want to talk to a PDF or repurpose information, just like ChatGPT, this is nothing revolutionary over at ChatGPT. You've always had that feature right here to upload right from your computer and pull a file in, okay? We can do the same thing now in these GPTs, because it's built right into the RAG or RAG, or what they call retrieval augmented generation, which basically just means retrieve information from a document so you could augment it and generate new text from it. They use all these weird terms. All right. So what you are missing currently, which is going to be coming back, it's now in the next pipeline before we start adding the new features. This is the call that I had with Artie, is you don't have a document here on the right-hand side. And so we're going to be adding the ability for you to be able to have, let's do this. We're also going to be removing the beta tag in the next update. It's just going to say app.groove.ai. But as you notice here in projects, you have a document editor here that you could transpose your information over here just like this, okay? Now, we are going to be adding that for you right here. Now, I want to get your opinion, and Donna, I'll need your opinion here. This is my personal take. This is how I think it should be done. If you take a look at ChatGPT, let me reload this because I actually wanted to load the app. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, okay. So you see these apps right here, right? Well, that looks just like ours that are right here, right? The apps are right here. But if you notice with ChatGPT, they have an app called ChatGPT. What that means is it's an app with no instructions. It's just generic ChatGPT. And so what I told Artie is I said, let's get rid of this. We don't need chats anymore. The old school way of a chat being like a little mini project and you do a chat, like this whole thing can go away. I told Artie simply add the chat up here, and then all your chats are just stored here, just like we do in ChatGPT. And then once you add a document editor to the side, we'll no longer need the other chat module. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a default app just called ChatGPT. That's going to be a default chat. And when we'll probably even get rid of on the side menu here where it says chat. And when you go into apps, they'll just be the default app will just be called chat. So there'll be just a chat app, and then that'll bring you right into here with no pre-made stuff. All right. And I also got to rejigger the way that these apps are. Because like this is the least important app right here, teaser copy, right? Like we're leading with probably the least important app. So, but this is what happens when I don't have access to the dev. I got to put things on a Trello card and make them come in. That's just the way it is. All right. So next thing I want to let you know is let's go back to that one that I was just working on, and this is cool too. Look at this. I can pull up with @mentioning any one of the other apps in Groove.ai, and let's say I want to use Better Bullets, I could just add it, and now I'm typing to Better Bullets, but it has all this content. So now I can just say, make me bullets for this email.
And you don't have to even know the name for the apps. If you just know you want an app about bullets, you type in bullets, it'll bring up the Better Bullets app for you.
Yeah. And there you go. Now it just gave me bullets. And if I had the document editor on the side, I could just transpose that. All right. So now we got the copies, which I could bring it over to the document editor, but we're going to put it in line. But as Donna just said, let's say I wanted to turn this into a blog. I don't have to know that it's called Better Blog Post. I can just use the keyword blog with an @mention, and there it is. Better Blog Post comes up, and now I say, now a blog. That's it. Just like that. Sure, based on the email, I'll transpose this into a blog. So this is really, really cool that you're going to be able to have multiple documents on the side. So if you want to write an email, then a blog post and all these things. If you guys want to make sure you stick around, because we're going to be talking about something really exciting in just a few minutes about workflow and automation that's coming. So I'm going to take a little vote from the 67 of you that are in here, or maybe 65 if it's Donna and I. If it's me and Donna, I should say. That's actually proper grammar. What would you rather I do after I have another 5 minutes or so to show you some things here? Would you rather we go to the news in AI? Would you rather know the exciting things that you're going to be getting for free in Groove.ai? So put that into the chat. I'm pretty sure by the way I frame that, what you're going to say. All right. So apps, really, really cool. One more thing I want to let you know that's worth mentioning is that we are going to be redoing the projects to include apps. So what we are going to, I want you to look at the way that this currently works right now, okay, as this right here, this settings panel right here. So let me clone this. I want you to look at this settings panel as if everything that's highlighted in red is an app. And so this app is called Prompt Builder. And so what that does is you can use all of the presets to build an app, a prompt, and do all of that. Okay. So you will also have the ability that we're going to be adding. I'm just mocking something up for you to realize. whoops, let's copy that. You're going to have the ability to have a toggle up here, and that toggle is going to say, let's add some text. That toggle is going to say GPT settings panel. Let's just call it settings for now. And let's get rid of the bold so I have a little bit more room to type. And let's make that a 16 font. Okay, so it'll toggle from settings. I'll zoom in on this when I'm done typing. To apps. Okay, and let's now get rid of this. This tool is called Snagit. I get people asking me all the time, Mike, what tool is that you're using there? And it works really well for me to be able to do mock-ups with my team. I'm just doing something right here. Just bear with me a second. Okay, so if you're in a project, let's drag this over to here. Let's move this like this and like that. You're going to have the ability to hit a toggle switch that you're currently working with the settings panel like this. You'll hit the toggle switch and go from settings to apps, and right in your projects, you'll have the ability to choose an application and bring any of those things into the projects as well. So we're not going to isolate the apps. The apps can run separately, or if you're inside of a project and you're working and you're like, okay, this settings panel is cool, but I'd really like to bring in better bullets. You will be able to @mention better bullets right here. That currently doesn't work. Or you'll be able to hit the toggle switch right here, like you see here, and bring the apps in. All right. So we're making it available cross app, basically, for you to be able to use that. So these are some really, really cool things that are happening. And then, like I said, then we're going back to really adding some stuff. I want to show you some things right here. The UI that we're using is called Mantine. All right. And Mantine, let me just type this in here real quick, because I forgot. What type of open source? And if you're wondering why I use ChatGPT a lot, I use ChatGPT like my Google, right? And I don't want to waste credits over Groove.ai because I have a subscription for them. And you're going to realize most of the stuff I'm doing is temporary chat because I'm using it as Google. It has real-time search abilities now. And we're adding all that stuff, the real-time search. All that stuff from Omni is coming to us as well. So what type of open source text editor does mantine.dev use? I just forgot it, so I'm actually using this as a open source. I mean, as a search engine right now to answer this question for you. I don't think that's correct. Okay. And I typed Mantine wrong. I typed it as Mantive, and that's why I had the problem. So I want you guys to take a look at this. This is called TipTap editor, okay? And when you go over to, oops, why did I do that? We were in a document editor. So we're using a UI kit called mantine.dev. And that comes with all these nice preset, that's why our UI looks so nice. And this document editor inside of Mantine is this thing called tiptap.dev. Now, oh my God, this thing is friggin' cool. They recently did their most major update of all time. And they've actually been working in collaboration with people like Notion. So what I'm going to show you that they've added, let me just see here. This thing here, this AI copywriter. So just like you have in Notion, We had to program our own thing that looks like this, where you have Ask AI, but they have one that's even probably better, that's automatically built in. I'm trying to, they have a different page for it. Let me just find out, because they added so many new things. Let me see here if it's in features. Okay, so here it is. So they have these new different pages. So this is brand new. Integrate AI directly in. So they have this nice thing, and they worked on this with Notion. So if whatever in Notion is there, and so take a look at how this looks. And we built it in, but this is just prettier and works better. So we're gonna integrate that one in there, and it just works better. A couple of other features that they've added as well. Let me see. Was it the templates? Okay, yeah, they've added, the reason why I'm showing you this is they used to not have images. And so now you can actually, that's what I wanted to show you. They have this thing, where is it? Documents. Manage your documents and workflow, templates, comments, collaboration, editor. They have one now, this new thing, and I sent it to Artie. Let me just look at my text messages, guys, and I'll find this ARTIE. Okay, right here. They've added, this is brand new, because we were going to have to code this ourselves. And that's why sometimes it's just great when you just hold out. File handler extension. So you have the ability to, let me see if they have another picture of it. I don't know why it's not showing you here, but this is normally where you can just drag an image. So if you'll notice right now, you don't have the ability to put images in here. You're not only going to be able to add images, you're going to be able to drag all types of media into your document. And that's all new stuff that was added to TipTap. It's so much better when we don't have to develop it, when it's built into something with the open source. And as I said, there's these new templates. Let me see if they show examples of this. I believe they did. Yeah, they have all of these new templates now that work with the editor. That's going to allow you to add colors in there. This basically is going to allow you to really format a blog perfectly, to just push it right to WordPress. There's comment templates. If you want to now allow your team to add comments, we can simply put that plugin as well. I'm not sure what this means, Notion-like template, but here's a preview. Let's see if I see anything there. But this is we're getting a little off the beaten path. The bottom line is this editor added a lot of new things that we literally just go in and plug them in, and they'll just show up for you. The last thing that I wanted to mention, in regular projects, we are also going to be adding the ability for you to have the paperclip right here to upload documents. So I want to talk about the knowledge base here. All right, remember when I first decided to think ahead what AI was coming, I didn't even know what that these knowledge-based companies were coming. I started talking before Pinecone was actually released, but I had started hearing of the ability that you could create what they called a vector database. And so I was using back then, Donna, you'll remember, I called it uploading the consciousness of your business, back then. But then it became knowledge bases, and we have these things here for knowledge bases. And knowledge bases are really meant for retrieval for things like customer support. What's happening now is when ChatGPT first came out, guys, it had 1,000 tokens of memory. And by the time ChatGPT 3.5 came out with the turbo, they went to 4,000 tokens of memory. And then they announced a 16K and then a 32K. And we're like, oh my God, this is great. This 32K. And then they came out with 128K, and that's currently where they're at. And I'm sure that by the time they just announced their developer conference, I think for October. When they do their developer conference, they're going to come out with 1 million tokens. And guess what? Google has 2 million tokens right now. So the fact, if we start talking about 125,000 tokens, that is literally like a 600-page ebook, right? So it's getting to the point where
We will leave the knowledge bases in there, but I'm going to strongly recommend that you don't use them anymore and use them for things like chat widgets, which we're going to get to. What you're going to do is do it the way that you do it at ChatGPT. If you notice, ChatGPT doesn't let you talk to a knowledge base. But what they do allow you to do is they allow you to do this. Right? You can upload a PDF, and you could upload another PDF, and you could upload another PDF. So I'm just uploading, just random things here. I'm not going to necessarily talk to it, right? And so what you're doing is you're creating a knowledge base on the fly for that particular chat, right? That was just a bad file, but you get it. And then I would just say, what is this, right? Summarize. All right. So we are going to be adding the ability for you to do this, which we currently have. If like you want to see here, I should keep one of these in the apps and one in projects. We already have that for you right here. So that's going to be added into the projects. And I recommend you just stop using the knowledge bases, right? Because then it has to go over to Pinecone and create a database. The new way to do it right here, it just uses RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation on the fly. And you could just bring a document in and talk to it. So that's going to be coming. I may even remove the knowledge base from here because I just think this is the way to do it. And when we're going to 128,000 tokens and 1 million tokens, it's really becoming a moot point. This was needed when they started, there was 1,000 tokens. All right. So we'll probably still have the knowledge bases for other purposes, but let's see. And did anybody type in here? Groove.ai surprises you guys want. But I'll do both. You're going to get the news as well in the industry. Let me show you something else from OpenAI. This one was really hard for me to find the other day. OpenAI. What is it? Is it 64K tokens? Output. I'm kind of getting into the news. Let's see if they link to it. All right, where's the link to it? And it's so weird. It doesn't show up at OpenAI. I know I spoke to Artie about it in Skype the other day. So if you bear with me 1 second, I'll find that link. Because this is pretty cool stuff. And it's really only like just a little bit cheaper, a little bit more expensive. Oh, I was in a different call. I was with Artie and Robert Murray. I have to go in that thread. No, not there either. Give me just a second, guys. I hate when this happens. So let's see. Let's just find it. OpenAI 64K output. And isn't it crazy that it doesn't show up? Here's their developer community. Oh, that's the one I was just at. Now let's just go to openai.com and see. I did find it with Artie the other day, and I think it might have been over at the blog. If anybody finds that for me, let me know. And as you can see, everybody in the world is talking about it. It's so I'm just trying to find somebody that links over to it. All right. Well, what I can do is I can just copy the text that I wrote to Artie about it, and just let you read that here. All right. So here's basic. I don't know why I can't find it, and it's just so frustrating. OpenAI is offering an experimental version of GPT-4 Omni and so we have access to this that we can plug in. We have to put it into the drop-down model or automatically choose that model when we choose something like this, right? So I think the way that we're going to do it is when you go into the output and you choose long, or we might even put here like 64K context, which means like super maximum. We're going to probably just integrate it right into the output length and then switch the model right there. And so you could see the pricing for the 64K for the output. Normally GPT-4 Omni is $15 for 1 million tokens. This is $18. So it's not that much more. You can see how much cheaper the mini is. It's 60 cents compared to $15. That's why it's so much more affordable to use the Omni Mini. All right. So what it says is the Alpha program, which is a model that we have available to us now, is offering an experimental version of ChatGPT-4 Omni. It will allow long outputs of 64K. If you want to know what is the current, well, ChatGPT-4 Omni currently has a 4,000 token output maximum before it says it ends or it decides to wrap up or it says continue. So what this means is this you have to multiply it by 75. So this is a 3,000 word output compared to 50,000 word output. So let me just ask ChatGPT. Let's just ask that. In a typical ebook PDF with no images, how many pages would 50, let's use exactly what it was, 48,000 words be? Just give me the answer. All right. It's calculating. Okay, 160 to 192,000 words. Just so you know, my butterfly marketing manuscript, which was a behemoth of information and had a lot of images, was 135 pages. So if you start adding images, it's the ability to write 2 ebooks with 1 prompt. Okay, so this is going to revolutionize the game, guys, for writing books and chapters. So what you're going to see here in outputs, right? We're probably going to put in format and framework, we're probably going to be adding a book here. And we're going to change the way we do the long form sales letter. As you can see, the long form sales letter is really supposed to be like 16 pages, but the most this could do is about 3 pages. So that's why I created this long form sales letter outline, and then I had to create a GPT app for you that if you take a look at the way these apps work. Long form sales letter generator, what it first does is it creates an outline, and then it says, do you want me to create the first bullet of the outline? Then it writes it, and then it'll come back and say, do you want me to write the next bullet? And you have to just hit the yes like 36 times for the 36 bullets in the outline, and even then the output isn't as long as you want. And so this is pretty revolutionary. This is now available to us in the API, so it'll be coming soon into the application. So I think that's all of the Groove.ai updates that I wanted to cover, other than to tell you that we're going to be adding these new features that, like, the ability to upload things, just little things like that. That's going to take us probably all the way through August. And then we're going to start going back to the Trello board of all the features. All right, so that is exactly 12:59 and 43 seconds by the time I'm done taking my sip here. That's the first hour. So let me hydrate. All right, hour 1. The next hour is some pretty exciting news. And then the hour after that is going to be about AI news in the industry, cool new tools and resources. That sounds like what we do on the Marketer's Cruise. All right, so where do we go from here? All right, so what I want to let you know is that the original vision, thank you, Pierre, appreciate you, really appreciate you guys. And some of you guys we have private text messages with. a lot of love for you, you all, those watching on the replay, all our members, but especially those of you that show up, keep me company once a month doing this stuff. All right. So one of the visions, I'll shut the screen off just for now and go to my face. One of the visions that we had in the original mind map for Groove.ai was ambitious. And what it was, excuse me, my brain saying, this is where I think AI is going. I know they're talking about images. I'm sure one day they'll be talking about video. There's turning yourself into a Pixar. There's animation. There's voice to text, text to speech. And it was all over the mind map that we were going to be able to do all of these different things. Now, as that happened, a lot of new applications came out. And some of them I'm even scared to talk about, because every time I want to show you something, like when in the next hour after this, we're going to go to the news and we get, are you going to be adding that to Groove? Are you going to be adding that to Groove? And I'm kind of conflicted. I had to talk with Donna about this the other day. I said, I don't know if I should just not share tools with people if people say, are we going to add that to Groove? Because the answer is, well, yes, because it's open source and we'll add it. But what AI to me right now is becoming more about workflows to combine AI together than it is just about just using AI. So the first thing I want to let you know is we are developing a new app called workflowapp.ai. Now, don't freak out. This is all gonna make sense. This is something I spoke to you guys about in the past, workflowapp.ai. This is just a coming soon page. I didn't even hook up this is a template. I didn't even hook up the list. So don't add your email address here. It'll break the page. All right. Workflowapp.ai is something that we're going to be developing. You're going to find it inside of Groove.ai, and you're going to find it. Thank you, Donna. Oh, yeah. Right. I shut my screen off. This is workflowapp.ai. Now, you're going to find it right in your menu, probably right under apps. It'll say workflow app, right? And so I want to be completely transparent here with you. What is workflow app? Well, it's this. Workflowapp.ai. Now, if I open up this right here, okay. This is Matt yesterday. Okay. Trying to install this. He says that was me all day because I got him really excited about this tool called Workflow App. So in order to do a demo for you today, I installed it, and you can, but you don't have to because I'm going to show you why. I installed it, and I'm going to tell you what this is. It's big, big, big news. But I used a project called Alestio. Okay, and when I log into Alestio, you'll see that for one-click hosting, it cost me $10 a month. So I put all of these at $10 a month right here. We're going to talk about these two today. And at $10 per month, that's costing me $120 per year. And for two of them, it's $240 per year. It's practically half the price of Groove.ai. So let's bring back FlowWise. It's FlowWise, but one W. FlowEyes or FlowWise.ai, FlowEyesAI.com. Now, this is very interesting. This is an open source platform. And when you see open source, you have to look at what open source means. There's different open source platforms. So let's just learn about this together. If we go to their docs, let's do this. Okay. What open source is this? Be concise. And we're adding the ability for you to put search the web with that link. we're adding the ability to search the web and Groove. All these things are now being added into kits with OpenAI. So we're going to be passing that along as well. All right. So Flowise is an open source low code tool. Yeah. What open source license is it? MIT. Okay. So if you know anything about licenses, for open source, there's different types. There's GNU, there's GPLs, there's Apache 2.0, Apache 2.0 with limitations, and then there's MIT. MIT is like the most basic open source that you get. I think even more broad than even WordPress. Okay, you're talking things like Google Chromium and things like React, right? So watch this. Can I make this multi-tenant and add it to my SaaS Groove.ai that I charge $497 a year for? Okay. Now, when we ask that question, yes. Okay. Can I rebrand it and not show the Flowise logo? Yes. Okay. So what this means, folks, is this open source project right here is legit open source. We're going to talk about what that means. Now, this is something that we wanted to build, and let me tell you, it was coming later because this is really complex. This has to do with you have to have all the integration. So let's just look right here. You have to integrate with all of these different things: databases, Word documents, Hugging Face, Slack. You have to be able to build APIs, embeds. You have to be able to work with multiple models. We'll talk about this in just a minute. But I thought there was, let me just look for the word integrations. Okay. Here it is. Yeah. They have over 100 plus integrations, probably over 200 now, but let's just use the 100 plus integrations. And I'll basically explain to you what that is. So you're going to be able to, in Groove, you're going to be able to see right here, workflow app. Now, as I just showed you, if you're super techie and you want it right now, go try to be Matt and say, that was me all day. Matt could not get this installed. I said, Matt, there's a platform called Render and Alestio, and I have to log out of Alestio here. Well, here's Alestio, which I'll give you an example how this works because I'm already logged in. You go here like this, and let's say I wanted to install an open source platform. I would click Create New Service, and they have every single thing that you can imagine that's open source. So let's say I wanted to install WordPress, right? I click Select. I say North America. It tells me the price per minute. And I swear to you guys, I click Next, and then it builds it out for me. But the only thing is it costs $10 a month, right? So if you're like, you can't wait and you want this now, well, by all means, I'm just letting you know Flowise has existed for the last year, and you can download it and make it work on your computer. Matt couldn't. It's very complex, and you can pay for it. Or since it's open source, I'm going to be giving it to you for free. All right. So that is going to be added right here. And our goal is sometime in about the next month, right? Actually, Donna, we're working with Leo on this. I didn't even discuss this yet with Artie because it technically doesn't matter. All we're doing is we're going to take it, make it. And when I say multi-tenant, guys, what that means it's one app with a shared database that when you're logged in, you only see your files, right? So would you consider Flowise and DeFi similar? This right here, coolest couple, is why when you look at my, well, I'm going to have to log in again to Flowise. If you look at Flowise, Alestio, when you look at I put DeFi in there, and I actually have this up and running. Let me just make sure I don't display my username. And so you guys, I spoke to you about DeFi already. Let me just log in. My password. I don't want to show the password. Okay, so I installed DeFi here as well, and they essentially do the same thing. I find DeFi slightly difficult to work around, but we're gonna be talking about them as well. And let's just save that on the back burner because I got some other exciting things to tell you as well. So, but for the most part, I don't know if you heard that, but it sounded like a truck just almost ran right into my window here. Don, did you hear that honk? You did. Yeah, and this is a muted microphone, so that you're not supposed to hear.
That was really loud. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought a train was about to come.
I would not have been surprised if something came
Yeah.
crashing through your window.
And it was a train horn, not a car horn. That's what was weird.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you're going to have FlowEyes. So let's talk about what is FlowEyes. And so we're making it multi-tenant for you, okay? And I'm just going to show you basically what this does. And let's also just go into here for a second. So FlowEyes, I have all these videos here that are just fascinating that allow you to create actual workflows. And so without getting too much into it, what I promised you last year was the ability to have teams, okay? And I probably need to do a separate training on what exactly is the difference between automations and agentic workflows. Agentic means the word agent or a GPT assistance. So, excuse me, an automation is something that we've always had prior to the last year. That was Zapier, and even better, Make.com. And if you like Make.com, I've got a real big surprise for you guys that you're going to just love, absolutely coming soon, okay? That we're giving for free to you guys, all right? So Make.com automations basically mean, so if we go over to here, something like Make, means that you were able to build something that says, when this happens, go to this, go to this, go to this, go to this, go to this. So that was called a scenario, right? And I'll just come to my face here. That was called a scenario. And automations are simply no humans in the loop. And they have forced logic, and they are deterministic. They have to follow a path. They are programmatical. And what did you do that for? You would say, well, if somebody signs up for my Calendly, pass that lead over to GrooveMail or ActiveCampaign or MailChimp or Go High Level, right? And then add that sheet to a Google, that as a row into a Google spreadsheet, right? I'm just trying to make up different things. These are automations. You're familiar with this, right? That you daisy chain events that happen on a trigger, or what Make.com calls a scenario. Well, the entire thing is called a scenario that happens when a trigger happens. Whenever something happens, it follows one event or many different things that happen, okay? And when AI came out, there's now what you need to refer to as an AI automation workflow. And there's two things that happen here. Number one that separates this from an automation is this can be put into a chatbot or a widget or what you call an app. But these are many different terms for basically a talking assistant, right? So now you have the ability to order your pizza from Domino's by talking to an app, right? And the app is doing the workflow in the background, where you could never do this with Zapier and Make.com. Here, you have the ability of a language model that can communicate to a user and you communicate to them. So we've bifurcated automation into two categories. Automations, which Make.com and Zapier will be around forever, and I'm going to talk about what we're doing in the world of automations. I'm talking big stuff here, guys. You're absolutely going to love what we're going to be showing you. All right. But we now have in that split fork something called an agentic or an agent-based AI automation that allows an app to actually talk. So normally we would have to wait for somebody to go to a website and enter their name and email address at a form. Now we can put a chatbot at a website or in an iPhone app or anywhere on, or inside of a membership and have a conversation with people and have it do the automations in the background while talking to you. And here's the biggest difference. In Make.com or Zapier, remember I told you it is programmatical, it is binary, it is deterministic. If this scenario go down this path, and if this scenario go down this path, with AI automation workflows, you now have the ability to put an AI supervisor as the determiner of the flow. So I'll just give you an example that makes sense for everybody. You can have a customer service bot that reaches out to somebody after they buy, right? And you send an email and they click the link and it goes to a site and it says, you know, there's a little picture of a cartoon lady. Hey, please let us know what you thought about our product. And let's just say the customer says something in the input. Now, with Make.com, you could not do this. With AI workflows, with FlowWise, in the chatbot, you can say something like this in the instructions. If the customer seems unhappy, go down this path. If the customer seems happy, go down this path. And this path says, thank you so much. Would it be okay if we turn that into a review? The customer says yes. And then you can even say, would you like me to rewrite that into a review for you to approve? Because the customer may have just been talking. And now it can take that whole conversation and it can write the review. And then you can put two buttons there and say reject, or three buttons, reject, rewrite, or approve. And then when you approve it, it'll say, great, here is your review. Is it okay if we publish this? The customer says yes. And then boom, you publish that to Yelp, to Capterra, to all the different review sites out there for the customer based on something that's happening in customer service. But only AI was to determine that this customer seems pretty happy. But when they determined that it wasn't, AI immediately created a new workflow that created a Slack group for this customer and said, hey, human needed. This is what a customer is saying. I think a human needs to be in the loop. You could send a text message and you could create a ticket for the customer in the help desk ticket and get their email and et cetera, right? So this could not be done in the past with Make.com. Make.com was your traditional awesome automations. When this happens, do this. Now we are in the world of doing agentic workflows. Big word, AI automated workflows, okay? And so with FlowWise, I'm not sure. With FlowWise, we can now create these different things. So why is it better that I create this as, what did I show you before when I showed you the editor, right? We went to that editor. Why should I develop something? Why should I develop a UI when open source React and Mantine exists? Why should I make a document editor when it exists? If there's open source, we're going to build on those platforms for you because there's a community. If we go over here with 28,000 stars over at GitHub and developers are developing for this thing. So this is the beautiful thing about this. So I hope you're excited that this is going to be added to Groove.ai for you for free. Now, I have to put a big asterisk here, caveat. This, it'll be free included in your Groove.ai when you log in and you sign. The only thing is it's going to run FlowWise. So that means you're going to put your own API in for everything, right? There's no way that we could integrate it every other way. Why? Because you can use Claude. You could use Grok. You could use Llama, any model of Llama. You could use Mistral. You could use OpenAI. You could use Gemini, and you could use different models for different things. So what I want to let you know is that you can also create teams, and you could have a supervisor, and you could create different employees that write Like this week, I'm gonna be creating a long form sales generator app with this as my very, very first one. All right, so let's go into this application. Looks like I closed it. So let's just go in there. And I have to go over to my managed services. I have to go back to Elastio and get that link. So I'm going to open up FlowWise. And I paid for the hosting today so that I could demonstrate this for you guys. Now, I want to let you know, folks, this is complex stuff, okay? This gets the complex tag. But let's face it, anybody that wants to do, oh my God, I'm not sharing my screen. Thank you. Did that matter? The last minute or so? Was I showing it? No, I was talking like this, right? I was talking like this. So none of that really mattered. Thank goodness I saw somebody say that. Okay. So guys, we are now inside of FlowWise. And guys, was I talking the whole time, right? I wasn't missing anything that I should have been sharing my screen, right? Maybe for a minute or two, but we're back to the screen.
To share it, so.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So the first thing I want to let you know, all right, let's do a big woohoo here, because you want to embrace that we're doing the open source because of this right here. An actual community of people that are creating workflows for you automatically. And once you pull this in, it automatically transfers that workflow to your APIs. So if the workflow needs you to be using Google Sheets and OpenAI, and you've already connected, it just automatically works. But if the workflow needs you to use Google Sheets and OpenAI and Slack, well, then it will highlight one of the flow nodes in red, or when you go to run it, it's going to say requires an integration with Slack, and you'll click a button and one-click sign in with Slack, and then it'll just work for you. Okay. So this is huge, huge news. So what I did, just so that I had something to show you here, is I clicked on one of these agentic workflows here, okay? And I just imported one just as a test, just to show you basically what's going on, all right? But you can see what's going on here is you have your chat OpenAI. Now, I didn't even connect OpenAI yet, so unfortunately I can't show you that, but you kind of know how that works, right? Like, should I just do it real quick? No, I'm not going to do it because it's going to take too long for me to go get an API key. But I could, screw it. I'm going to do it. It'll take 2 seconds. I'm already logged into the platform.openai. I am going to click on settings. Okay, we're going to click on API keys. No, they changed everything over in OpenAI. What I'm trying to look for is where you get the API keys. Is it here? Okay, cool. Nope, that's API reference. So dashboard, here it is, API keys, great. All right, so we are going to create a new secret key. And I'm going to call this FlowWise Elastio. And I'm going to give it all permissions. I'm going to copy that key. And I cannot let you see that when I paste that in. Great. And we're going to just call this OpenAI. Okay. And I'm going to add that. Okay, so there you go. So now you can see it's connected to OpenAI. Now, remember, folks, I said this is complex, but it looks complex. But when you actually see one video on this, you're like, okay, I kind of understand. I'm making a daisy chain of different things that work. And Pierre says, is this going to replace bot builders? This is going to replace voice flow and bot builders and in my case, I think DeFi, and even things that I'm using like Chatbase. Like I can use this now, not even have to pay a subscription to Chatbase. Or we said that we were going to be bringing you the ability to make chat widgets available with Groove. Well, now you can just do it with this. It's free. There'll be a template that creates a chat. You put your API key in, and then when you're done, you just click like this. You click the embed button right here, and you say that you want to put a pop-up on your website. You grab this, put this in your Groove page, and you're going to get something that looks like this, just like that. It comes with, now this is chat-based, but this one will automatically work. Now, I don't know that this is going to run right now if I try to run it, because I'm not getting the run command, because I have to fill out more things in here. You see I'm getting the error here, the little thing telling me that, hey, you need different things in here. But basically, let me show you this. All right, and I'm going to try to stop sharing my screen. Okay, I have to reshare my screen, but I first have to pull the tab up. So you're not seeing my screen right now, so don't panic. I want to show you. And yes, this works with something that also does automations that you're going to get for free. So sequential agents, where are we right now? Are we in the, we're only still 30 minutes in? Okay, we're doing good. Okay, I know you don't see my screen yet. I have to set up the tab. Now I'm going to do, and hopefully this works, I'm going to do share a tab, and I'm going to leave the share audio on. We're going to add this to the stage. We're going to get rid of me. And tell me if you hear this.
Flowwise offers two extremely
Thank you. Oops. So let's watch
Flowwise
this.
offers two extremely powerful solutions for building complex agent workflows: multi-agents and sequential agents. Deciding which solution to
Why
go
can't I go
with
full
can be
screen?
rather confusing.
Well, I
So
guess
in
I
this
can't
video,
because
we'll
StreamYard.
compare these two different features by creating the same project in both. Let's start by having a look at the multi-agent example.
So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to let you watch this whole video. That's not the point here. What I want to basically show you is that he tells you the difference between a multi-agent team and a sequential team. But the sequential team is the one that I like, okay? And so let's just go here. And basically what you can see here, let's go here. He's adding employees. What are employees? They're just GPTs. You're an attorney, and your goal is to do this. You write bullets, et cetera, et cetera. So let's just get to the end here where I can see. Is it this one here? Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. And I'm sorry, guys, I just cannot make this any bigger. It's just the way that he recorded his screen. What I can do is I can take a screenshot of this, and I can make the screenshot bigger, and that might be able to help you. All right, but what you're seeing that he's doing here is he's basically just said that he's taking in ChatGPT, and he pulled in a node called a supervisor, which is an employee. And then he gave that supervisor instructions, like your job is to create a blog post and an Instagram post and a Facebook post and a Twitter post. And then what he does is he creates an employee. This is the worker for the blog post. This is the worker for the Instagram post. And what they do is they communicate back and forth. These things don't end, right? The supervisor has total control, and they make all the decisions. So you're literally creating a team of employees with this, okay? And so now he then says, now if you don't want the supervisor in the role and you want total control, well, then what you're doing right here is you're creating a multi-team workflow of here's a software developer, and then after he writes the code reviewer. Let's see what this looks like when he's done, if there's a full map of this. Okay, let's get a screenshot of this. Complex, yes, but I just want you to understand, guys, that when I show you this, basically what you're doing is you're creating a flow that says we're going to start with this language model, and then we're going to ask the customer a question, And based on that question, you can see here it's a condition. And we're going to basically send them to this agent is going to perform this task and this task and this task. So it's just like building a team. I want you to picture that everything that you're pulling over is either a tool, like you're going to tell when you hire an employee, you're going to say your job is to write on the blog and your tool to use is Google Docs and WordPress, right? So what you're doing is you would write all of this on a whiteboard and say, okay, what do we want to do when we create a Facebook post? Well, we're going to need somebody that's really good at creating images, so employee that creates images. We're going to need somebody that writes. We're going to need a proofreader. We're going to need somebody to make sure we're not doing FTC claims, right? Everybody that would be in your workflow. What tools does each of this person use? And you just connect a tool to that person, like posting to Google Sheets or whatever. And then once you have it, you're like, okay, let's go build it, right? And you just connect it. These are like connecting your employees when you create a company diagram. And we're not going to go into those today, but I want to let you know that there are a slew, and we have to stop. Remember, I told you this is where it gets awkward. I'm going to share my entire screen now. There is a slew of tutorials that show you how to automate your entire team. Here's a video that shows you how to automate your entire team. This one right here, adding chatbots, right? This one right here, built an appointment booking chatbot using Flowise, right? So it works with your Calendly. There's many, many different tutorials like this. And the nice thing about these is these YouTube videos basically share the link with you to import the workflow when they're done. And there's a marketplace. So, thank you for posting that URL. If you ever need the URL, just let me know. I will get them for you. Now, that is what we're going to be doing with Flowise. Hopefully, I didn't close that out again. Did I really? Sorry, guys. I'll reopen that. I got to make sure not to close these out. So you can do a chat flow, which is basically what I told you. It's just like a chat widget, or you could create, an actual workflow like I just gave you those examples. There's a marketplace. Now it comes with the reason why you don't see any tools here. You're like, oh man, when I go into DeFi, it has all these tools. What the way that this works is instead of having all the tools here that you don't need, you simply go to the marketplace and you simply just do type tool and it'll sort all the tools. So if you want to get something that sends a Slack message to your team, you just import it in. Let me just see what happens when I click add, and it should show up in my tools now. There you go, right? So now I can now use that tool. And there's also places out there where there's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people making tools for Flowise. Okay, so this covers about 90% of the things that we wanted to do with Groove.ai that was like scheduled for after we do the normal stuff. And to have to build this in with LangChain, it just doesn't make sense. We literally have the ability to pull this in. We could brand it our own. It'll still pull up the marketplace for you. It'll automatically update. There's a huge community. Anytime you see a Flowise video, you'll know that'll just work inside of your Groove.ai. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask Donna just to come in and pretend that she was really, really impressed with everything I said. I know she's working back there. I'm going to go do a quick bio break, and I'll be back in just a minute.
I am so impressed with everything Mike just shared with us. What I love about it is, so it was about 1.5 years ago where we came out and we announced Groove.ai. Let me get a better camera angle, not on Mike, but on me. There we go. About 1.5 years ago, we came out and announced Groove.ai, and we announced it with all sorts of plans, like Mike said, about where we thought AI was going. And shortly after that, we kind of froze because things were changing so quickly and so rapidly. The minute we would say, oh, and we'll be able to do this, like knowledge bases is a great example. Knowledge bases is something ChatGPT could not do in the very beginning. You couldn't give it information to go on or to base an answer off of. So we built knowledge bases into Groove.ai. And then eventually ChatGPT rolls out with the ability to upload documents, and suddenly the knowledge base has less value than it did when we originally thought of it. So we have been planning having workflows in Groove.ai for a long time, and just sort of figuring out which ones of all of the many services that are rising to the top, which one of those would be the ones that we would go through the programming time to make the connections for. And it's brilliant now that Flowise has come out. So Flowise is creating all of the connections in the back end. And because it's open source, we can make it part of the process of Groove.ai. We can teach you how to get the workflows that you're looking for long before we can actually program them into our own software. So it's a really very cool feature that we've found. I am so glad that Mike is making it available to everyone, and gonna, I guess I'll tell you in advance, you haven't told them that you're going to teach them how to do all of these things yet. So I'm letting the cat out of the bag a little bit there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the next hour, how that's going to work in about 20 minutes. So thank you, Donna. Mm-hmm. What I want to touch on what Donna was saying when I stepped away is this right here. All right, let's share my screen again. And this thing here with the ChatGPT. This is very interesting, right? Excuse me. Yes, you can make Flowise multi-tenant and integrate it with your SaaS at Groove.ai, and I could private label it. Now, being that this was open source, we could have rolled this out and just said this is a new feature in Groove, and we could have stuck the Groove.ai logo on that. And I just felt, number one, I felt that this is such a complete application that I would much rather embrace that we're doing this for you and that it is available and you can go install it on your computer. It's a nightmare to do. Matt couldn't figure it out. Or you can pay Flowise to do it because they'll charge you to do it. And the same thing with DeFi. If you go to DeFi, right? If you look at DeFi and you want them to host it for you, you click Get Started. Well, we should click Pricing. That would make more sense. You see, they give you limits. Like 200 messages a month is free, but the professional plan is $59 a month, $159, or you could just install it yourself like I did, but it still costs $10 a month. So it's still $120 per year. So I'm going to show you something, why I think that, lost my little train of thought there. We could have made Flowise just inside of our app, but and not said anything, but I want to embrace the fact that it's Flowise. I want you to not have to rely solely on me to learn about how to use it. I want you to be able to go to YouTube and type in Flowise tutorial. And I want you to be able to see all of the different tutorials that are out there and say, oh, this is cool. And I don't have to pay Flowise $59 a month for this if they want to host it for me. And I don't have to do the self-hosting myself and try to figure out how to put it on my desktop. But if you can, you go for it. And I don't want to pay somebody like Render or Elastio $10 to $20 a month for a one-click installation, which, again, you could do right now if you want, because it's going to take us, we're going to make it multi-tenant for you. And we'll have that in, by September 15th. The real goal is September 1st, but I want to tell you September 15th. It's really not that complicated for us to do that. Okay. So the other thing is I want to truly, truly embrace the marketplace for you. I don't want to slap our logo up here and make it look like we did all these integrations. I want you to know that there's a Flowise community and I want you to be part of it. All right. So that's Flowise. Let's move on to next step. There is tools out there that I'm sure you're familiar with called Zapier, okay? And they're very, very expensive. And I would not recommend Zapier unless you just need something to click from your calendar to go over to your lead generation, and it's included in your your monthly, the minimum. But if you're doing serious automations, like my friend Mary Ellen Tribby from the company Centerpoint, they're spending $1,400 a month just on Zapier. And I told her about Integrately, and then I told her about Make.com. But I said, seriously, if you really want to do something for $10 a month, or for nothing, if you can just self-host it yourself, you can use something called N8N. And I'm going to get into that in a minute for you. And I said, Mary Ellen, it'll cost you nothing. Like, it literally costs you $5 in energy per month. So this is company number one. The real company out there that you could follow tutorials and still use what I'm going to show you, because it's all about the idea of the workflow, is something called Make.com. The only problem with them, very, very expensive. All right. This is billed yearly. Let's not kid each other. Okay. The monthly price here. And when you start really moving these operations up per month to like where Mary Ellen is, you're looking here. This is still pretty cheap, but you got to remember they don't charge if you have 10 things in your workflow. That's an operation is each pass in your workflow. So going through your workflow once with 10 things in your workflow is 10 operations. So you would have to 10x some of these numbers here as well. But I think Make.com is way more affordable than Zapier, and I highly recommend it. But why pay money? Why pay money when there's this N8N.io? And what is N8N? Well, it is an open source version of Make.com that has more integrations. It has a larger community because it's free and open source. Okay. It's self-hostable, and they give you the source code. All right. But let's look at their pricing. If you want to go with them, all right, they're going to limit you on how many workflows. You can do 2,500 workflows with unlimited steps in each workflow for $20 a month. That's the beautiful thing, is they don't charge you per steps like Zapier and Make. But then their pro is $50 per month, et cetera, et cetera. Or you could go to Alestio, like I did, and you could go to services, click create a new service, and you could search for N8N and hit select, say that you're in North America, click here, and then install and pay about $10 a month. All right. And that's not a bad thing. That's exactly what you're seeing running right here. I installed that, and that's why you can see it's over at Alestio. So I could get this up and running and show you today. All right. But what we really want to realize is the same thing here. They call them templates instead of marketplace. And when you click here, you're going to notice that just like a community with Make.com, there's already templates. So let's just click on this one right here. And some people will charge, some people are free. I'm going to click use workflow. Okay. Import. And I've never done this before, so I don't really know how that works, but let's see if it just automatically pulls it in for me. Okay. So you see, this is basically telling me to work with this workflow, I have to log into Slack, then I have to log into Gmail, I have to connect my OpenAI, my Pinecone Vector Store, my Anthropic, right, in order to make this model work. And I'm not going to do that right now. But obviously you understand, in order to make a workflow, it needs to integrate with different things. All right. So here's what we're going to be doing with Groove. Now, this is very, very important. I must stress this. I want to stress this to the N8N gods out there. Okay, let's do the same thing. We're going to go to their docs. We're going to go to ChatGPT. We're going to say, Bing that URL. What open source, and I know the answer to this already, license is this? Well, I don't have to fix a typo. It can read my typos. All right. So let's get the next question in there. Can I make this multi-tenant on my SaaS Groove.ai that I charge $99, $497 a year for, and label it as my own? Answer: FlowWise, yes. N8N, no. I know this already. You cannot use the software with a commercial project. I cannot. So watch this though. Can I, with my Groove.ai member subscription that I pay, that people pay $497 a year for, offer free hosting for things like WordPress, etc. And in that hosting, I provide free install of N8N as a separate instance per user, not multi-tenant. Spelling it wrong, whatever. Not multi-tenant, and allow the user to have credentials for their own instance. All right. Be concise, yes or no. Yeah, I've done this before. Because it's not, it's saying I have to like put little things in there. But anyway, so the fact is I can offer you hosting, and with the hosting plan that's included, I'm allowed to offer you things like WordPress, N8N, and so basically what will happen is I cannot make it multi-tenant like I did with FlowWise, right? And I'm trying to find the FlowWise one. I might have closed it already again. So, but what I can do is allow you inside of both Groove.cm and Groove.ai to link to your multi-tenant, and it'll say, let's say right here, it'll say N8N automations. And then when you click on that, the same way that this company right here, Alestio, is providing hosting for a separate N8N instance, I will be able to allow you to go into your own N8N instance so that you don't have to pay them $59 a month and you don't have to pay somebody else $10 a month. We will offer a free hosting plan that will allow you to have N8N. Now, I was thinking about doing it for DeFi too, but I think it's just too much and too complicated to have two different things. FlowWise and DeFi, they essentially do the same thing. I researched them both. I prefer FlowWise, first of all, because it allows us to integrate it into Groove. So we're going to be giving you, included in Groove.ai, a host, and I have to word this very, very careful. We're going to include a hosting program for you in your subscription, and in that hosting, we will one-click install N8N for you. We will keep it updated for you for new versions, and we will provide the hosting for you. And it will be not multi-tenant. It'll be your own instance, and you will be able to do that. And I'm going to do that for Groove members that have lifetime accounts, and we're going to do that with Groove members that are paying a subscription. So what that means is for both Groove.cm and Groove.ai, we have just unleashed a complete automation machine, something that we will not have to build out in Groove, because this is like Zapier, just has every integration automatically available in it. And the big thing that even though this is Groove.ai, for Groove.cm, the thing that's moving to the top now that our refactoring of the code is done is not only Groove Mail and Groove Mail automations, but we are going to build our automation of Groove for every single thing that can be done, like you do in high level, how they do it so well. We are going to make Groove automation be the cornerstone of our platform, because that's one of the things that high level does very well. So not only are we going to give you a better Groove Mail and a better automations in Groove, but we're going to connect all of those automations into N8N. And what that means is, since you're getting basically like a make.com clone, which is N8N, hosted for you for free with your Groove.cm or Groove.ai or both membership, that you'll be able to find the login to both of these in either application. And when we make Groove be one of the apps inside of N8N, and we've just unlocked a world of complete automation and freed Groove of having to integrate with every other platform, because we're just going to develop it in N8N and have workflows for you there. So, and that's at no cost, additional cost to you, that we're going to do that. Okay, that's no additional cost for you. So if you were to go to YouTube and do the same thing, you will see that there are thousands of videos showing you how to do things on N8N. And you will, if you were to see something like make.com versus N8N, you will see people comparing. And so what is it? N8N versus make.com versus Zapier, right? And basically what these people will say is, why use those others? Like you can see that's an N8N. I know this right here. I recognize that. He's basically showing you, you're not going to hear this right now. I'm going to click on this video because I don't have the ability to share because I'm not doing the tab. But you can see he's building out his workflows in N8N. And then these guys give you their workflows for you to import into. Sometimes they charge you, right? They might ask for a donation or buy me a coffee for $5. But I've been really looking at these open source platforms and saying to myself that you have an entire community of people that are building these things, and it frees Groove to work on other things, like finally bringing you a calendar and surveys and a help desk, rather than going nuts on automations and hiring a team to build out all these things. These things already exist. They're open source. We're going to build Groove so robust that it works with N8N. And when you log into Groove or Groove.ai, you'll be able to one click. No, we won't be able to do that, unfortunately. Sorry. With N8N, you won't be logged in. We're going to send you to the login page, and you're going to have to log in separately. It has to be a separate instance. But so what? You have a separate login that you'll still connect. All right. So this brings us up to hour number 2, where I'm going to make an announcement, and then I'm going to show you a preview of that. So I'm going to take another sip, and I'm going to just go on mute here, and we'll jump into hour number 2. Donna, any questions that you saw in the chat that I might have missed, or any ideas or on what we just went over?
There are some questions about, will we be able to do this kind of thing? Does it replace like bot builders? Does it replace ManyChat? Does it connect for voice chats? So there was a flurry of, will it do this kind of questions?
Yes, and yes, like to everything. Like, guys, this checks so many boxes. I'm so in love with AI automation workflows that I get scared to go and teach it, because if I go over and start showing you make.com, it's like, yeah, but it's $59 a month. And I get that. And then to show you different things like Chatbase, or even show you other things like what Flowwise does, like what 19 different tools does. And if I show you those tools, it's like, aren't you building that into Groove? And this just checks the box. It gets it into Groove. The bottom line is it doesn't cost you anything. It's attached to your subscription. And there's a community of people that are building it and making tools for it and making education for it. It's just so awesome. So yes, I can show you videos. I think I have one right here. Let me just go here just for an example. If I click on Flowwise, I'd have to read them here. Flowwise as a chatbot. Okay, adding chatbots to websites with Flowwise. So let's just open this. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to share my tab. And in order to do that, that's this one. And so let me show you here by adding my screen back. This guy right here.
We have looked at building several types of AI chatbots using Flowwise.
So
But
I'm going to fast forward on this because we have a lot to cover. So basically what he does is he shows you that you have a chatbot running right here that he's not paying a subscription for. Why? Because it's using Flowwise, which is free. And then he's using his OpenAI key, which, as you know, you get like 1 million words for $1, if you use ChatGPT 4 Omni, right? It's seriously that cheap, right? So what he does here, he goes on and says, okay, let's set this up.
OpenAI model and add it to the canvas.
So he drags OpenAI. It's two things on the canvas. It's OpenAI and then a chat.
Let's connect the model to the chain.
Let's go a little bit further. He's created a text file, like if you want to create knowledge documents, right? And you guys know how to use Pinecone, so you just connect to Pinecone. And the beautiful thing is Pinecone has switched from any subscription model to just pay as you go. So they'll send you a bill once a month for 19 cents. It's like ridiculous, right? So he uploads a knowledge document. And Donna, I will text you this link so that if people
I already got it. Already gave it to them.
Oh, you did. Oh, right, because you have the you have the Trello, right?
I'm just searching for the title on the video.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So then, let's just go here. He's basically just giving it information like you're a friendly chatbot, et cetera, and then he goes, because he doesn't use Groove pages, he's actually doing it in his page editor, and he's pasting it into the header of his index. But in Groove, you would literally just do it like this. You'd go into your settings, and you would go into your where do you page settings, right? You would go into your header and just paste it in here, right? So he builds his websites manually. So he's just showing you that he's pasting that code right here. So let's get out of that part because it's complicated. And then what he does, as I showed you before, he just clicked on get code. You could create an API for it. It has all the stuff built in. You can get a link for it. So it's just share the chatbot, and it's now a link that you can put in an email or embed it into a website as a full page, a pop-up HTML, et cetera. And then he basically shows you, here it is working on the website. So yes, it not only does chatbots, but it does what's known as chat flows. So you can have it put, I have video tutorials that show you where it puts buttons, and then you can connect Stripe and take a payment in there as well. It's like everything can be done here, everything. So now basically what he's saying is, if you notice the chatbot is blue, so he basically says that he just goes into the code and he changes the hex code of the background color and the button color, and then that allows him to match the colors to his website, so they're now pink, right? And he now has a pink chatbot that matches his site. So at the simplest form, yes, you can do this. This replaces BotPress completely. We only see your tab. You're not seeing my my YouTube video here. Not sure, Pierre.
That's
not
what
seeing
we're
your
seeing,
screen.
the YouTube video.
Yeah, that's all you should be seeing.
Yeah.
I didn't go off of that. All right. So I might be saying things and you think that I went off, but I haven't. I'm still on this thing that says we sell the freshest flowers. I know that it could be a little confusing. I will stop that now and share my screen, my full screen. All right. So that'll alleviate any doubt that I'm sharing my screen. So yes, this replaces voice flow. This replaces BotPress. It replaces chat base. It adds many features that we wanted to add to to Groove.ai. Sorry. All right. So we are going to now move to the next half of the training. All right. So we are going into the news section. Okay. And before we do that, I want to let you know about an offer that's going to be coming out next month. I don't have a buy button for it. Technically, if you wanted, you could go and buy it a different way. I'll show you that. But it's not necessarily something you need to do right now, because it would. I don't even have it connected to give you access to this Trello board. Okay. And I don't have a buy button, and we're not going to actually start this until September. So I want to let you know of something that is going to be coming out, and you're gonna see the availability to buy this. I want to get this out of the way right now. Everybody needs to buy this because it's not software. Okay, I'm going to make an offer. Everything that I'm going to be talking about, you're going to need an annual subscription of $497 per year to buy this. Now, I want to let you know, if you go to something like AI Advantage, okay, and you look at this guy here in any video that he puts out, genius of a guy, by the way. If you click here on My AI Advantage Community, and I haven't even told you what this is yet, but these guys charge anywhere from $1,000 per year to $2,000 a year. And so let's just click here, join the community. So at minimum, it's $1,000 a year and up to $2,000 per year. Now, what I'm going to be doing is multifaceted thing here. So it doesn't have a name yet. It doesn't have a website yet. This is something we're going to be working on. We're going to be creating something called the, and I don't have the name, so I'm going to throw a lot of different words out there, probably 4 words, and then make it something based on this. It's going to be called AI Automation and Workflow Consulting Certification Program. Okay. Now, as I told you, if you look up different people out there that are doing these things, and Liam Otley and their masterminds cost about $2,000 to $5,000 a year, and at the low end, $1,000 a year or $99 a month. So Groove is going to be doing a certification program for $497 per year. That's it. You will be able to take a test. That test will come out in October. If you fail the test, it's going to be 30 questions. If you fail the test, you can't take the test again for a week. Okay. The test is going to be easy to pass for anybody that studies. And I'm going to tell you the videos that you need to watch in order to pass. And it's going to be difficult for anybody that doesn't watch the videos, right? Because it might just say things like, in order to do this workflow, you will need N8N or this. And if you don't know and you guess, you're going to get it wrong. But what happens when you get it right, we're going to mail you a framed certificate if you live in the United States. And if you live outside the United States, we're going to give you an actual PDF that you could take to Kinko's, I call it Kinko's, a FedEx store or any printer, and print it, put it into a frame, and we're going to certify you, and you'll be a certified automation, AI automation and workflow consultant. Now, if you don't care about the certification, great. If you care about the certification, great. But why is that good? Number one, it'll make you a better digital marketer. If you don't care about the certification, you just want to know that you're gonna be getting education and training on AI automation and workflows. I'm going to be putting a lot of time into this and a lot of training, and it's something I don't want to take on unless we, obviously create a certification program for it. And there's going to be no upsells. It's not going to be anything crazy. It's just going to be literally $497 a year. And I have some good news for some people when you hear this. All right. So that's number one. Number two, if you are an employee of a team, you could say to your boss, hey, would you be interested in paying this? It's $497 a year, and I will do it. And I promise you I will get certified. And then when you get certified, you're a better team member, and maybe you could even ask for a raise because you are a certified AI workflow and automation certified consultant. Okay. Now, you can then do two different things. You can then, with your certificate, you can be a low-level consultant. And a low-level consultant is somebody that will say something like this. Are you familiar? Do you have somebody on your team that is techie? And if they say yes, then you will say, okay, what I will do is I will do the consulting for you, but not the done for you. I will consult with you. I will show you the different tools that you can use. I will give you a game plan, and they will tell you, I want to build this workflow. And then you could come in and find a workflow that already exists or create one and literally, or just tell them to create it themselves, right? And you could charge somebody about $1,000 to $1,500 just to do a phone call and then get back to them with a game plan. Now, if you want to get paid $25,000 to $50,000 for one job as an AI automation consultant, like my friends, Mike Koenigs and Brad Costanzo and Liam Motley and all his crew and all these different guys. Liam Motley's not my friend, by the way. He's just a name that I threw out there. These guys are willing to go in, and this is not for everybody. I'm saying if you want to make the 25K, you've got to know how to be what is known in this industry as a no-code or a low-code developer. No-code, low-code means that you know how to install WordPress, right? You know, you kind of know you're kind of like a social media marketing agency guy. You're kind of like a guy that does agency work and builds Groove pages and does automation and adds Google tags. If you have that limit of ability, then you have the mindset to do a complex workflow and actually build it for somebody, and you can get paid $25,000 to do that. Or maybe $5,000, right? Maybe you're just starting out, right? I'm just telling you what other people are charging. What I'm going to do right here is I'm going to show you this community right here. This video right here, you're not going to be able to hear it, and that's not the point because I'm not pressing play. Look at the title of this video. From failing social media marketing agency, that's what SMMAs are, to $250,000 a year in 5 months. What he did is he was a social media marketing agency, and I know some people, even clients of Groove Agency, that are moving there, and I'm telling everybody right now what's hot is AI automation. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to certify you. You're going to have a certificate that says you're AI automation certified for workflows. You're going to know tools like Groove.ai. You're going to know how AI works. You're going to know how N8N works, and you're going to know how Flow-Eyes work. You know those things, and you are going to be able to blow people away. Now, if you look at this Trello board, you will see that I'm going to give you education on images. What are the best tools out there, and how do I rank them, right? I rank them here with labels such as top-rated, free, complex, used by Groove Digital, highly recommended, industry-leading, not yet available to the public, like something like Sora, but here's some news on it. Right? So this one gets everything, but it's also complex, even though it's free, because you have to use things like Hugging Face and things like that. And then I put different videos that give you information on everything that's in the resource of the video. One of the beautiful things about me not doing this at $2,500 or $5,000 and doing it at only $497 a year is what I'm doing is I'm being your curator. Everything that I'm putting in, instead of me making a video, and Donna, is aware of this, right? And so is Matt, right? They know how obsessed they basically have to tell me, Mike, I'm sorry, you have to stop texting me. I didn't get a chance to watch those videos. And I'm like, guys, you got to watch these videos, blah, 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 blah. But if you take a look at something like Flow-Eyes, I probably watched at least 30, and I'm not kidding, maybe 50 videos on this. I watch 8 videos a day. The ones that I think are important, I put in here, and I weed through the clutter. I find the different things. Now, for me to go and create a video on like CapCut to do these different things that I see here, to think it out, record it, edit it, I'm being frank with you. These guys do it better than I do. So what I'm doing is I'm curating. And so what this Trello board that paid members will get access to. And there's no getting around it, guys. This is a certification program. This is something separate. That's why you got Groove.ai, you're getting the apps, you're getting everything for free. All good news. We're not charging you anything for that. But if you want the certification program and the training that I'm going to be giving for AI automation, this is a whole new thing. This has nothing to do with Groove.ai. This is about everything in the industry. All right. So what you got here, this is AI experts that I follow in order of top to bottom, who I think are the best people that you should be following. Then I have the automation, workflow, and coding experts. This is something maybe 50% of you aren't going to go into, but these are the guys that actually do videos like on, making workflows and technology and the stuff where you get your hands dirty a little bit, but it's here for you. All right. This is the stuff we're going to be going over in a little bit. I'm going to do roundups every single week of news that I think is good. And I'm going to put all the resources of every single link that was in the video that I thought was important that they mentioned in these roundups. And then I'll do reaction videos with you and break them down. So you don't even have to wait. You could just wait till we do these and we'll get together. And so you can see, even for August 5th, I've got this thing. I guarantee you, maybe one person on this call heard of. This is Meta's new free product. It's called Meta Fair AI Demos, right? AI demos at meta.com. But take a look at this. I'm going to break here for a second, and I'm going to show you. And Donna, you're going to want to check this out too, just for the creative part. This is friggin' badass. So this does animate drawings, right? So I can literally take a stick figure that Donna draws for me, and I can then say this is the elbow. So I can draw something and then upload a photo. But let's just use this one. I'm going to click next. It scans it. I'm going to click next, make sure everything's in there. Okay. And then what you've got to do, highlight character set. Basically what you're doing is I've got to go in and I've got to set where the elbows are and all these different things like this. And then when I'm done, I've got an animated character that can do any of these things with a drawing that is created, right? That is one particular one. And again, that is at aidemos.meta.com. And this is the one I really want to show you. This thing is really cool. This uses Meta's new thing that they just released, and they created an app for it. It basically allows you to isolate anything. So let's just click try it now. This is going to revolutionize your content on social media for digital marketing. Right now, it's loading the demo. There's no sound in these videos, so don't say you're not hearing the sound. I can upload any video, but I'm going to just use the video example that they're giving me here. So they give me a couple of different videos. So let's just use the one with the soccer ball. I think that works well. So what I do is I have to click play, and it scans the object. Okay, and so what it's doing this new thing where it can isolate anything in the video. So once that's done, I can now add an object, and I just added the ball. I'm going to add the ball. I'm going to just keep clicking and add the entire guy. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to say track objects, and it's going to track the objects. So it's saying hang tight. It's now tracking those objects. Now we're going to go to the next step. Okay, we're done. Now what I'm going to do is review tracked objects. Now check this out. I can now put a burst around this guy like this, and I can click. There's 4 different bursts. I kind of like that one, right? I can choose a spotlight on the character. I can pixelate just him. I can erase him. I can do an overlay, and I can add an image now up here and overlay the image. And that would be an example of something like this. All right. You got different ways to do this, but here's the burst. But it's not only that, you can combine that with different things that I can do to the background. So I can upload text. And so let's say I wanted the text to scroll like this. I could add text and have an effect just like that. I can pixelate the background. I can erase the background completely. I can add a gradient and change the different colors in there. This is outline and desaturate, right? Just black and white. So you could do that with any video clip, and then you could do any combination of these things, right? So this was just released. And you see, I'm going down the friggin' rabbit hole, right? I just went down the rabbit hole of what happens when you will get access to the news. Now, you don't even have to wait for the news. I am literally putting these things in here. When I see something that's good, you will see the week of August 5th. You're going to have access to this very soon, and you'll be able to watch this stuff, or just wait for me to come on and do the roundups for you. Okay, so you're going to know what's new, what's in the news. You're going to know the experts I follow. Then I'm going to refer you to some people that do AI automation consulting, like a community. These people actually teach the lead generation, the call scripts, and things like, if you actually want to turn that into a business, we're going to certify you on the technology. We're not going to, I want to be very clear, we are not going to incorporate, these are the scripts that you use. This is how you cold call. That is a whole nother thing, and other people do that. But you will know every single image generation tool worth their salt, and ranked from my opinion of best to worst, and how you should be using them with videos available for all of these. Some of these you're not going to have a video because I don't think that they're worth talking about, because I don't use them in my business. And then if they have tags, you're going to see how I rate them, and especially used by Groove Digital. Okay. You're going to know everything about video, and you will have workflows for you in there that teach you how to use these different things like LTX Studio. And so not only here's the video that I handpicked that shows you how to use this. Okay. So if you have a client that needs a workflow to do something, you're going to be like, okay, well, that needs an image, that needs a video, and that needs music. And you're not going to have to go out and worry about anything. You're going to go over to music and say, okay, Mike recommends Udio and Suno. They're both the same. They're at a tie. I prefer Suno, but I have to admit, Udio is going faster. And then I give you videos of mind-blowing different demos of how to do it. So again, you're not going to have to wait for this week's live stream, even though I will be meeting with you a minimum, twice a month. Once a month on the news, let's say the 1st of the month, and on the 15th of the month, we're going to actually be creating actual workflows. We're going to be actually creating workflows and sharing them with the community. Okay. I got a workflow. Oh my God, this one is friggin' brilliant. I saw this guy do this and I was like, oh my God, this is great. Get healthy and create content. What you do is you walk with your phone, and when you do your daily walk, get that hour walk out there, hit the record button and say, all right, so here's my thought on using, on what makes a good headline, or whatever. Or here's why I think, the keto diet is better than the paleo diet, right? I'm making shit up right now, guys. Excuse my French, right? And now you will just talk. And then you save that memo. And then what you will do is you will create an automation, okay, that you will literally take that memo and either upload it to Slack or upload it to whatever, or send a text message or whatever. And somebody asked before, I'm just going to get off track before, N8N and Flowwise work with Facebook Messenger bots, WhatsApp bots, Telegram bots, and a chatbot on your website. So if you want to create a chatbot in Telegram for your Telegram community, or in WhatsApp, or in Facebook, everything that you can do with a chat flow, you can actually do it on those platforms. All right, back to what I was saying. So you created 5 different things. So now you're going to send that, upload that into, let's say, Slack. And now you have an automation of a team, a supervisor that takes each one of those things that you're doing on your walk, and it turns it into a blog post, a LinkedIn post, a Facebook post, an Instagram post, and maybe even goes into one of these AI video automation tools and creates a video automatically, and then puts it in review status, or you give it permission to automatically post to your social media channels, your YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything. And it'll create an image also that matches that. So you will do your daily walk. That'll probably be one of the first workflows that we create. We're going to call it the Daily Walk Content Creator. And you'll go in, you'll record something, and when you're done, you're going to upload it to a channel. You'll send a text message to something, or you'll upload it to Slack or something like that. And it will, in 6 minutes, all of your thoughts that you did while you were sweating are going to be professionally written with H1 tags on your blogs, your Facebook, your Instagram with an image. All right. That's just an example of how you can connect these things. Donna and I had a talk about this, guys. You can see my level of passion is really going up. I am so passionate about this stuff. The reason why I have all these resources, and I didn't even go through the Trello board yet, is because this is all I do. And I want to share it with you guys. But normally when I share it with you, I was getting interrupted with, are you going to build this into Groove? Are you going to build this into Groove? Are you going to build this into Groove? And the point is that AI is advancing so fast. There's so many apps out there that I can't not tell you about these things. And I want to focus for you on the fact that Groove and Groove CM do incredible things. But there are workflows out there that you can do with Flowise and with N8N and all these other things like 11 Labs that you guys need to get. You need to get on this right now. If, just letting you know, number one, as I said, for your own knowledge, for you to apply to your business. Number two, if you work for somebody on a team, you could say, boss, pay for this. I want to become AI workflow automation certified. Or if you're like, hey, I want the certificate because if I'm at a networking event, I can tell somebody, hey, I can consult you and I can tell you everything that you'll need for $1,000. And if you want me to build it, it's going to be between $5,000 and $15,000. I'll get back to you in a week or so. So that's, let's move on here. Video. I rank all of the language models. Which ones I think are the best? You could argue right now Claude is better than OpenAI, but OpenAI, Claude, Llama by Meta, Mistral, and then you even have the coding ones all the way down to AI. Elon Musk will probably get up there very, very soon. You have Gemini, and I list whether it's an API or an app. Like Google Gemini is the app, Google Gemma is there, and then you go in, you'll find resources for it, you'll find training videos on them, especially in the higher ups. All right. If you're into AI coding, I think the best coder one is Copilot. It's getting to the point now that if you have kind of like a low code mind, you don't need developers anymore. You could just basically type and tell it and it builds your applications for you, but you need a little bit of understanding how servers work and things like that. You have music. I think the two worth their salt is Udio and Suno, but there's a lot of other ones out here. Audio enhancing. So there's podcast.adobe, 11 Labs, and you can isolate. So like we had a situation, Donna, for William DeTemple. I needed to train his voice, but the only one we had was a video that he produced with Mike Jones with music. And I needed him to record something. I said, you know what? Screw it. I just went into CapCut. And that's what this video is right here that shows you how to do this, right? And you could actually search in the search bar how to do this. It'll find this stuff for you. I'm looking for my CapCut. Okay. Now, what I did, and let me just go into something like this, anything here. But once you have video, you simply just click on audio, and you have a little thing that comes up that says voice isolation. And once you click on that, and I really shouldn't do that. It's a compound click. But once you click on that, it gives you an option. Do you want just the voice and all of the background and the music removed? Or it asks you, do you want to remove the voice and just keep the music? So let's say you have a great song, by your favorite artist, Taylor Swift, right? And I know you guys probably love Taylor Swift. Let's say you have a song and you just want to, for your own fun, you just want to strip the audio out. You can remove the audio and then you got your own karaoke version of the song, right? So that's just an example. And so the fact that can be done, It's updating. It won't let me click out. Come on. That can be done with 11 Labs. They just added this new feature here. You're not going to hear this right now, but I'm just going to show you. 11 Labs voice isolation demo. You're not going to hear this, but basically, I thought I would just like literally see the demo. Oh, here it is. I found it. Thank goodness I went down one. I'm not, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to show you. Let me show you. It sucks that, like, again, I have to do this, but we're going to do it like this. We're going to click share my screen, a particular Chrome tab of this. So 11 Labs does this. And be prepared, lower your volume. This is going to be very annoying. There's a leaf blower blowing in the guy's face. But watch this demo.
You're not sharing, Mike. Hold on.
My bad. All right. Again, this is going to be very loud and annoying for 7 seconds. So lower your volume or get ready to. There's a leaf blower blowing as the guy's talking.
Need to remove background noise from your video? Use our new voice isolator model for crystal clear audio every time.
That's crazy.
Isn't that, yeah, so that is ridiculous. Like that, they had that, and the audio sounded so great, right? And again, there's many ways for you to do that. Podcast.adobe literally has it. You can just upload it and it's free. So storytelling, oh gosh. I'm supposed to do news today, so I can't go over this. This is going to, right? But storytelling, being able to, let's share my screen here. Being able to do actual cartoon video sales letters, or I should just say storytelling, inside of here are some incredible things that you can do with these. Let me just give you one example here with CapCut without sound. All right. So as I told you, there's something here called Adobe Express. So what you do is you upload, you get all of these pre-made characters, and they have tons of them, right? But let's just say you wanted this one here, right? And then you choose a background, all right, like that, and size, whatever. And this is where do you want it on Instagram? Great. Okay. And now, is my screen not showing? Oh, let's restart over.
It's not,
My bad.
yeah. Go ahead.
My bad. We would have started all over from scratch. This is all you missed, guys. Is that I was saying that if you wanted to create like a cartoon video, I do apologize. All right. You will come here. You choose the person that you want. And let's just say, let's do people. Let's do this person here. I like this one actually better. Then you choose your background. Let's put this kid at a baseball park. And I want to put this for YouTube, right? It might be like this.
Mike,
or
that looks
I want
like
Instagram.
you.
It does look like me. It literally does, right? So now what you can do is
It stole your microphone. You're no longer recording or projecting. Yeah, can't hear you. Still can't hear you. This is why live streams are too. I'll kill your screen while you're doing that. All right. Mike is working on getting his system resolved. You know, sometimes a program just takes over your video and your microphone, and that's what happened in that case. So he is now gone. So I think he probably is rebooting or restarting to get his microphone back. So I'm just going to vamp for a little bit. I like what James said here, that YouTube is implementing so copyrighted music can be removed without having to cut out the video segment, which is great because you have. Say that again, Mike?
You don't hear me? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm back. Okay.
There you go.
So just so you know, folks, what happened, just when I click record, a little pop-up, I'll share my screen here like an idiot. this happened. I clicked, when I clicked the record button that you're seeing right here, a little thing came up and said, allow Google Chrome to hear your audio. And I just hit no, like I was closing the pop-up, and it literally shut off my ability for Chrome to use my audio. And luckily, I'm familiar with Chrome settings with audio that I had to reset it and redo the browser, or we would have been done for today. Well, all right, so thank you for filling in, Donna. So basically what you can do here is you can record your audio or upload a file, right? And then once that's, so let's say you, let me just show you the way that this guy does it here, right? So you're not going to hear this. So I'm going to mute it and I'm going to animate it for you. So basically what he's doing is he's basically showing you what I just did, that you could do this animation. But then he says, but the problem is that the backgrounds are static, right? And he wants his backgrounds to look like this. See, they're animated. See the butterflies in the water. So what he basically does is he tells you that you can go to this store here called Vecteezy. And in my thing here, I give you Vecteezy and it's free. And so in Vecteezy, you get these animated backgrounds. And these animated backgrounds, he just typed in a keyword like beach, right? And you can basically see what he's doing. He says he wants that one. He downloads it. He imports that into CapCut, his video editor, and he puts it in the timeline right here. And there's the background. And now he's going to pull in his character. And he basically shows you how he changed the background to a green screen so that he can now do an auto removal of the background. You're basically seeing that right here. He's going to click chroma key. He's going to click auto removal. And then just like that, the background, he resizes the person. And it has the audio file already that came with this character. And then we're just going to go to the end here. You're not going to hear the audio because I don't have that on. But basically, just like that, he created something using 11 labs that did the audio. He did a cartoon and it matches the speech to it with an audio background. So little things like that is just one example in storytelling animation. There's even better ones up here. We just don't have the time to go into them. Then we talk about who are the people in the talking avatar business. It's HeyGen, Synthesia. Synthesia 2.0, you've got to see this video. That's introducing Synthesia 2.0. Watch that today. Maybe Donna can find that video and post it in for you. I'm tempted to literally put Synthesia above HeyGen. I really am. I'm going to put HeyGen as industry leading, and I'm not going to give that tag to Synthesia, but I do have to admit their new video update says they're better. All right, voice to text, right? Transcription. This is if you want to just transcribe an audio, you can just upload it to CapCut. It'll transcribe it for you. YouTube does it as well. Descript does it. I'm going to move a little bit further here. This is the workflow and automation stuff. And as I said, tons of videos. This is probably, I'm going to have to give this a new color. This is going to be the most important column or board, I should call it, in Trello. This is where what I'm going to be calling kit bashing. This is where I'm going to be saying, this is how to put 7 of these tools together. Like I just said, go for a walk and then have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of your posts automatically done for you when you get home, right? This right here is one of my favorite columns of everything here. It's AI video editing. So in here, you get tons and tons of tutorials on different things that do video manipulation and editing with AI. Then you have lead generation tools that you really want to be familiar with because they automate reach out on LinkedIn. And then you add that to a Flowwise workflow and it really, really gets real interesting. AI sales and support. So these are things that automatically act as they're just great ways for your sales and your support team. So this is called AI. SendSpark is really good. And by the way, there's one I've got to add. Just bear with me. I cannot forget. I keep forgetting to add this. You'll see me add it right now.
I'm also just noticing, Mike, I don't see an audio, like a music or audio generation tool column in here.
Yeah, music. We have that here.
Oh, got it. Okay, I just didn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I put the music on the music, and then I broke down the audio into audio enhancing, or there was what was the other one? Like language dubbing, text to sound. I broke them up into multiple different ones. So I asked Lucius for something the other day, but I couldn't remember, and he ended up giving me the name of the company. So give me just a second. Maybe he didn't give me a link to it. He just gave me the name of the company. Oh, got it. It wasn't a link. He literally just put it in a long text. So this one right here, arcade.software, this is really, this is a really cool tool for onboarding. But so I'm just going to, just really quick, I'm just going to add that into Trello, and I'll put videos up there later for it. And that was in AI sales and support. Sorry, guys. I just don't want to forget this. I couldn't remember the name of it, and Lucius helped me find it, and I never actually went in and updated this. So we'll put this up here. All right. So for this one's highlighted in red. This is for the more techie people, but there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do and run things over at Hugging Face. You can always try the latest image generation models and things like that. These are agentic frameworks. I'm thinking of, this is just so that you're aware they're out there. I don't recommend you use them because this is only for developers. Basically, Flowwise is a user interface that does this. This is just for developers. So like all of these really need like the double complex, label on them, and I'll have to go back and put them all there. And then finally, I think it's important for you to be aware of different tools out there that are known in the community as no-code and low-code tools. You just want to know what Airtable is, Notion, Trello, Flutterflow, Bubble, some of these different things. It's just probably good for you to know. I might have a question about one or two of them on the certification. Again, I will let you know how to study, what videos you need to watch, and then you'll be able to take the test and get your certificate. Your certificate will be good for 1 year. All right. So this program we're going to be releasing in a couple of weeks, and it's going to sell for $479 per year. And I have good news for you. If you are a current subscriber, paying us $497 a year, either for Groove.ai, and it's a subscription that's that you're already paying, or you have the Groove.cm subscription at $497 a year. We are going to be including that for you. We're not going to be asking you to pay another $497 per year. But anyone that wants to get access to this, just wait for that to come out. I could give you a button for it right now. You're not going to get anything but this Trello board. So we're just going to hold off on asking anybody to pay any money. But you will hear from us on this AI automation and workflow consulting certification program that's coming soon, that will give you access to this Trello board. You will learn with me. I'm going to be putting a lot of time in here, and I'm going to be reaching out to the CEOs of many of these different companies, the Flowwises, the Relevance.ai's, the N8N, anybody that I can get on their team to come in. I'm going to be reaching out to popular YouTubers that create content for Flowwise, like this guy. He's my hero here. Then he just puts out tons and tons of content. You want to follow this guy right here, Leo Van Zel. In fact, he even posted something that I sent to myself this morning. I woke up to. Here was a post that he made. This might be my favorite stack for building process automations that include advanced AI functionality. Both are self-hosted on Render. Render is a more expensive version of Elastio. I use Elastio because it's cheaper, but I'm going to be giving you them for free. By the way, N8N is a powerful open source platform for building processes, workflows triggered by some event, such as receipt of an email, a WhatsApp message, or a form subscription. I can use Flowise to build intelligent agentic solutions using tools like multi-agent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This combination, and there's nobody talking about this right now, nobody. This combination can also be extremely useful for keeping my RAG knowledge base up to date, if blah, 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 blah. So he says the possibilities are endless. Self-hosting, et cetera, means I don't have to use make.com, Zapier, et cetera. And then he said here, let me know if you would like to see a dedicated video on N8N or projects where I combine it with Flowise. And you'll even see my comment in here while I'm logged in as Groove, so you don't see my comment, but somewhere in here, there's me. Oh my God, yes, I've been waiting for this, especially from your channel. I'd love to see that next. So you can see a lot of people are happy about that. So once he makes that, I'll be publishing that in here for you guys as well. So let me basically, just because we did say there's going to be some news that we're going to go over, let me give you the quick updates. Here it is. I put it in here. This was the ChatGPT 4.0 long output that will do 64,000 tokens, which I told you is about 300 pages. Google released something called Google AI Studio. And this can do some pretty cool things. In here, what was it, the one that I wanted to? Oh, yeah, they have this new model called Gemini 1.5 Pro. Anything super good here? Yeah, Canva bought out Leonardo.ai. So Canva's really, really going after Adobe. And so now they're going to be putting Leonardo.ai, which is my favorite, one of my favorite image generation. Midjourney version 6 is now live, and they've basically added the ability to do text now. This is something that's pretty cool. It's called Narrator. Now you can upload a video and add a script. It's kind of like okay. So what this does is it allows you to upload an image of yourself or a video and then a new audio file, and it'll automatically dub it for you. So, which is cool because it's kind of like an avatar, an AI avatar of yourself in any area. What else is new? This is a new software called Captions app. Let's do this. So I'm going to actually play this tab for you. Let's shut the sound off. Go to the beginning, go full screen, and click play. Now, spoiler alert. Thank you, Donna. Spoiler alert. This one's AI generated and this one's original, regardless that she asks you, can you tell which one of us is AI? But watch this.
Can you tell which one of us is AI generated?
That's my twin. I generated her in a minute using captions.
Can you tell which one of us is AI generated?
That's my twin.
I think the twin didn't talk as much like this, but other than that, the fact is
I generated her in a
this one right here is called let's see, let's just go back to them. Oh, you know what? I actually put that over here in Talking Avatar Captions.ai. So here's the resource for that, and that's at Captions.ai. And so basically the way this one works is you just
not sharing your screen again.
Oh, did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
My bad. But yeah, so where you can find that is over at Captions.ai is the people for this one. And yeah, how this one works, you just record a 2-minute video of yourself talking. So like Donna would just literally take her phone and go like this. So you're seeing me do this. Here's my phone. Hey, everybody, it's Mike Filsame. And today I want to talk to you about the tip of the day. Now I have to talk for about 2 full minutes, and I would talk for 2 minutes. And then when I'm done, I load it up to Captions.ai, and it would have recorded my voice and my mannerisms. And now I could do one of 2 things. I could literally just take text and paste it in there and then post it on my social media. And it will literally be the text that I put in. It will animate me. And you see, you can't tell that it was real. And it'll be like, Hey, everybody, it's Mike Filsame. And today, the tip of the day is motivation. I want to talk to you about motivation. And it literally will use that same one. So you could maybe record yourself 5 or 6 different times so you have different environments. And then, as we were saying, with different workflows, with FlowWise, you could do your daily walk and literally just record a message that you want. And then one of those things that makes a blog post, a LinkedIn post, one will actually take your text, write a script out of it, connect to captions.ai, and then automatically post that on your Instagram every day. Now, again, you could just do that video while you're walking and sweating on Instagram, like Tom Beal and John Cornetta do. But I'm just giving you some examples of how that works. All right, going back to other things that were big here. Udio, new genre switching. This is basically, once you create a song, you can just take that song and just say, make it, change it from country to pop. And it can do that with existing songs as well. There's another thing I want to let you know that's now really interesting with Udio and with Suno. They both now do stems. So Donna, when you create a song now, you can say detach the stems, and it'll break the guitar, the trumpet, the vocals, the harmony, and everything. And then you can now import those things into things like Audition software and things like that. They've added so many things that, like, where before you couldn't do anything. Now that you actually have your song and it's perfect, but you say to yourself, I don't like those lyrics. Before you had to re-roll and you got a whole new song. Now you can say, I want this song, and change the lyrics. So you could say that you like this part of the song, but restart it from 1 minute and 30 seconds, and it might change it up. So basically anything can be done now that you can separate the stems. They actually even have things now where you could sing, and you could just go, I'd like to buy the world of Coke, and you sing it, or whatever the case is. And then they have drop downs of voices, and you could choose stylizing it like different pop stars, and it will auto-tune it and put it in the sound. And I always joke around of Taylor Swift, but so you could actually create your actual song and sing the performance, and then have it transferred to a pop voice or a country voice. Some pretty really cool things. And then finally, that's it. So what I would recommend, if you want to deep dive on that stuff, look up this video from Matt Wolf. He went over a lot of other things that I don't think is next. Some things I just don't think it's newsworthy. But for us, it's okay. Perplexity cut a deal with Google. I'm going to cut that out. I'm curating the good stuff. Now this week in AI, I already went over this with you. Meta's new AIdemos.meta.com, I believe. Yeah, AIdemos.meta.com. And if you want to see a video on that. Let's see who did that. I just found this. This was just recommended to me, so I'll drop that to Donna. My texts are blowing up. So is my Skype. All right. Next we had, and this is new for the week, so there's not a ton of stuff here. What was interesting in here? This is just, I haven't had a chance to completely parse everything here, but I'll just go through here. All right, if you're interested in robots, Figure just announced their Figure 2 robot. It's very impressive what this, and you're not hearing sound on this, what this robot can do. It's now as strong as a human, and it can work for 18 hours. And they've just added the new, what they call a VLM, Vision Language Model, using OpenAI's real-time talking vision. They believe that there's going to be 1 billion robots in the homes in 3 years. Tesla, that's why Tesla's building them, not with X.AI, because Tesla is going to be creating them, because they're like a car factory. And you're going to have a situation one day when you're yelling at your robot saying, I said soft scrambled eggs. These are too firm. Remake it again. I apologize. Let me go back in the kitchen and crack some more eggs. All right, so next, Grok with a Q. This is not Elon Musk's company. He's the one with a K. This is the chip manufacturer. They just raised $640 million in a Series D, led by BlackRock. They're now valuated at $2.8 billion, and they are moving from They originally said they were going to be a chip manufacturer and wanted other companies like NVIDIA and OpenAI to buy their chips. They're probably having problems doing that. So they're pivoting, and they're pivoting to a service that allows you to use open source models like Llama and Mistral and Google Gemma, and you plug it into them, and it will operate your outputs at 30 times faster. So they are going into the API service like OpenAI, but you can use OpenAI open source models. Let's see. Google acquires a company called Character.ai. Basically, they just wanted the talent. Character AI realized they're not going to be able to compete. They were going to try to create their own language models. AI is moving so fast, they're kind of waving the white flag and saying that all of these characters are essentially GPTs. They paid different people $5 million to talk and learn their voice, and they're realizing that like it's just a waste. They're pivoting their business model because they were bought out by Google, and Google is dismantling Character.ai and just acquiring their team. Next, this is just news. Runway has been accused of stealing videos, and they're saying, yes, we did do stuff on stuff from YouTube, but we got our data from other people that stole videos from YouTube. So it's the big data problem. Anything else here? Apple Intelligence feature is being delayed a few months. Runway added something really cool, guys. It's called image to video. Let me show you this. I got a Kling AI subscription. They were running a special where for like what you pay Runway, $67 a month. Oh, they're still running the special. Go to klingai.com. It's 50% off their pricing that you get with their $5 plan. Let me see here. Now, I'm already paid. So if you go with the monthly, it's $5 a month. If you look at the number of videos that gives you bottom line, it would cost you about $69 a month with Runway. So I got myself a pro subscription here. I probably should have went with this because I don't really need that much. But let me just do a login here and show you an example of what can be done with this. I have to drag something over. They always have this weird puzzle thing here. So I had my friend Felicia, and it was her birthday, and she, let me just make sure. Let me see here. I'm looking at my library. Bear with me a second. My assets. Yep. So I have a, I just did like an image here I went into DALL-E, and I said, because I was saying to my wife, Michelle, she said, are you hungry? And I just went to DALL-E and I said, make me an image of a starving man in a third world country. And it made me this image. And then with Kling and with Runway, you have image to video, which is better than text to video. Because with image to video, you could create your image first and iterate very quick and say, yeah, that's the image I want to narrate. So I will never create text to video again because it interprets. But with image to video, I can start out with an image and then just automatically turn that into an animated video. So now this one right here is a screenshot that I had of Felicia. She's a friend of ours. And she's been on our live streams before. And she was pointing to a painting. I don't remember what it was. It was in my images. And it was her birthday. And so when I wanted to say happy birthday to her, I didn't just say happy birthday. I took this image and I made a prompt that says a woman eating cake on her birthday. So I simply put the prompt, woman eats cake on her birthday, then barfs, but it didn't follow that. I guess it, didn't like that command. I'm embarrassed that you see that, but that's what I wanted to send her. So it's looping. So you could see right here, we'll start it. That's the image. And it literally made a video of her eating cake. And I sent that to her and I said, happy birthday. And she said, when the hell was I eating in front of you? And I said, no, that's AI. And she literally goes, what? Dude, you got to tell people about this. And that was pretty much what got me excited to start talking about this stuff. This one's a little scary to watch. That's my dog Noodle. And she was just a picture Michelle sent me. She was sprawled out. And so I said, a puppy does a backflip. And I don't know what in the world it did with my dog's head there. So yeah, that's my new. Donna, do you know it's not a
Yeah, you were
cockapoo?
thinking it was the cockapoo. It's a golden doodle.
It's a golden doodle.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got that wrong. So anyway, let's create one real quick in the last few minutes that we have. I'm going to go to make a video. This is klingai.com. I'm going to go to image to video, and I'm going to go to ChatGPT. And I'll spare Donna any embarrassment of asking her if I could take a screenshot of her. And I'm going to just say, Michael Jordan dunking a basketball, taking off from the free throw line. Image should be of him at the start of his jump. I don't know if it's going to be able to follow all that. Whatever, who cares about the typos? Let's just get an image, right? This is a demo. Image. Of Michael J. Now it's going to give me Michael Jordan, because this is how stupid these things are and how easy it is to fool these things. It knows exactly who Michael J is, but it didn't like Michael Jordan. All right. Bulls, number 23. I fooled it. All right. So little kid in me gets excited. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to Kling, and we're going to literally take that. I don't remember where the heck I put that. So let me just find this. New. All right. Let's see if that went to my desktop. Downloads. Documents. Where the hell did that go? Downloads. Okay. I must have missed it. Downloads. There we go. All right. We're going to take this in, and I simply just drag the image in here like this. Okay. So what a pain in the neck. So I have to open this. I have to take the image and make a JPEG out of it because it doesn't take WebP. No problem. We'll simply do it like this. I will drag this image over to here like that. All right, now we're going to say Michael, a man dunking a basketball. And crowd goes crazy. All right, we're going to generate that. And let's see. Oh, and by the way, I have all these other settings that I was able to do that I should have, done. I could have made, made it vertical and all that, and I could have done a camera panning and all that different stuff as well. So that's going to take. I hope that's generating. Let me just see my assets. Did I miss something? All right, maybe I missed something. Let me just do that one more time. Then we're going to wrap up our day while that's going. Man dunking a basketball. All right, so let's see. Can I do professional? That'll be a little bit longer, 5 seconds. Camera movement disabled in image to video. Let's just put, we don't want blur. All right, generate. Generation failed, try a different prompt. I wonder why. Well, I think you get the picture, right? It's going to animate this. I don't know. I can even put an end frame image in there if I want, and then it has to end on that end frame. I don't, maybe the person looks like Michael Jordan. I honestly don't know why it's
Try
Oh,
it without the crowd, just the man dunking the basketball.
maybe the word crazy.
Yeah, maybe. Goes happy.
Yeah, you see how
Look at
crazy
that,
AI is?
Georgie. Yeah.
They're so damn sensitive, right? Like, we don't want crazy people. We don't want to incite violence. I get it. It's like, but like I didn't even know that. I when Donna said, I was like, all right, maybe it's the word crazy. Okay, so while that's doing that, I'm gonna go back. Looks like I'm over here. I think we were looking at his videos here. Yeah, so that's now text to image. Canva acquires Leonardo. We already knew. NVIDIA has a project. Okay, this is the last one I want to talk about. This is the really, really, really big news. And this is a company, well, that's generating, and it's a 23%. Black Forest Labs. Okay, these people over at Black Forest Labs were the creators of Stable Diffusion and all the Stable Diffusions in Stability.ai. Now, unfortunately, Stability.ai is having a lot of trouble. It doesn't look like they're going to make it. They can't find a buyer. They're bleeding money. Why? Because they are smart people that try to compete with who's doing AI now. OpenAI, they couldn't do it without Microsoft, right? Facebook is Meta, that's Llama. Elon Musk, it says he's doing the biggest, he bought the most NVIDIA chips. He's going to do the most compute. Compute makes language models. He's Grok. And then there's another big one. Oh, an Apple, right? So you got Apple, Facebook, Twitter, Microsoft, and Google are essentially the people making language models. Like everybody else is just going to lose this game. So Stability is having trouble. So the people that created Stable Diffusion, they started their own company called Black Forest Labs, and they do images, and it's called Flux. And so there's 3 different levels. There's a low base one that's open source. Anybody could use it. I can put it into Groove.ai. Then there's a developer one that works with an API that I'd have to get a license for, or I can just develop it with an API like we do with OpenAI, and then we pay for it and then charge you guys credits and everything. But what's really interesting with Flux is, if we go back to the cards here in the images, Flux, and I give you places where you could try. Here's a video that shows it. And there's a couple of different places where you can try it. But it's over here. And that's why I said sometimes people haven't developed an app for it yet, but you can try it out over at Hugging Face. But I'm telling you, I showed Matt the other day. I created some images like a man holding a sign in New York. The sign says, get Groove.ai today. It is the best! Exclamation point. Right? So watch how good the text is on this thing. So, and it's free, and there's a lot of different places where you can get this. We're at 68% over there. So Flux is without a doubt the best image generation software out there. Blows everything out of the water. Get Groove.ai today. It is the best. So it literally gave me that. I can rerun it again because we didn't get to see the guy's face there. And it's really, really fast as well. So let's just let that run. And then I'm going to see if there was anything else out there. Let's see, second pass. There we go. Get Groove.ai today is the best, and it's a man. So it's really, really good with text. The internet is going crazy about it. You can look up this video, Flux Animation Showdown. Oh no, it was just included in there, but you get it. Oh yeah, that was it, Flux Animation Showdown. So he shows you how to make animation with it. All right, we are ready to show you the video that I was able to make by creating a text to image. All right, that is not that good. It didn't really know how to get him in the basket there. A little bit of a disappointment, but we get it. The crowd does go crazy there. The crowd does go crazy. So you'd have to re-roll that a couple of times, or or the better thing to do would be get an end image, and then you could stitch the start image and add an end frame, and then it must end on the end frame, and that makes it a little bit easier to know where it's going from. All right, so folks, that wraps us up today. Stay tuned for the AI automation and consulting certification program that will be coming to you very, very soon, and we'll be adding into your account the N8N installations and the FlowWise installations as well, and back to Groove. So that's a 3-hour, we actually went over 3 hour and 5 minutes stream for us today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Not seeing a ton of questions here. Yeah, pretty good. We're good, Donna. We can wrap it up, and we will see you. We'll see you guys soon. Take it easy.